watch.
Tom said there's this Korean show as well. He's been watching. Said he's nice.
What's it called?
Forgot. Wow. I'll send it in.
Okay.
He's nice.
That's the movie.
Good morning, good afternoon, good night. We're back. You're back. Let him shoot. Tuesday night. We're back. We're back. I know you missed us. We're back.
Watch your back.
To my right.
Toshiba back.
It's boy MJ, Born African Gang. Blessed to be here. It's weird. It's actually weird. It's been a weird weekend, like football wise. The game's schedule's a bit strange.
Yeah, I didn't
Arsenal
like it.
hasn't played in weeks. It
Yeah.
seems. But
Yeah.
life's good.
It actually made me a bit more calm.
Yeah, it was actually good.
It didn't rule my weekend. To my left.
It's called Beyond Evil.
Okay.
I didn't know Netflix do games now as well. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
they have Football Manager.
Pretty shit.
Do they?
Yeah.
How much is it?
Free.
It's free if you have Netflix. Yeah.
So you can just play Football Manager
On your phone.
Netflix? Oh, on your
Yeah,
phone.
that's
pretty shit.
I'm going to start it right now.
It's your boy PBB, 40k.
Okay.
Wow.
40K?
480.
480K?
Oh baby.
I don't know what that. Like your money?
480.
Money? What?
Nah, 480k like resolution.
Facts.
Cool.
Because it used to be 240.
It used to be 4K.
No, but I'm saying 2.4k resolution. Now it's 480. 4800. If you times it by 2, double it.
Double.
Don't worry, bro.
Oh, double and one.
To his left.
Mass is a bit off. I know your name, Pengist.
Blame Samuel now.
Yeah,
For
true.
what? What did he do?
Rebrand.
Put all your problems on me, man. Rebrand. Give me your problems. Things aren't going well at home with your wife. Give me your problems. Things aren't going well with the family. Give me your problems. Alcohol, struggling with that? Put it on me.
So, like, when you say give you
Simon
problems, if
Yeah.
like
Put it on
if
me.
someone's an alcoholic and their problem's alcohol, do they give you the alcohol and
They-
you solve it? Or
Yeah, they
what's-
just, anything that's bugging them, or they can even just put a photo of me in their house and maybe even just talk to it.
Simon says you got to drink the
Bro,
pain.
that's-
Simon says, like, you got
That's
to
a
drink the
cult.
pain away.
This guy started a cult.
Yeah, so
culty.
just,
yeah, that literally is.
just put your problems on me.
You sound
I
like
got
those
you.
guys that walk around Canberra.
Yeah, they got me almost.
Wow.
You know that?
Did they?
They came into my work, but the only reason I knew is because I had the exact same scripted conversation with somebody else outside the shops.
So you would have got.
Bro, he almost got me.
You
He
got
said,
got.
come to my Christmas party. You seen those African guys that came from Melbourne?
Oh yeah.
They almost got me. And the only reason I knew is because the guy was saying the exact same things. I was going, you mother. These guys. And Jordan, he was hiding in the back room because he didn't want to get got again. He said every week they send him like flyers to stuff on Instagram, like come and join the church.
I just told a
Jeez.
Muslim, bro. They stopped.
Oh, that's smart. They're probably scared of you.
Yeah, true.
Nah, they can't convert me. They can't reconvert me.
And to his left,
Cameron's best window washer, Cameron's best Fortnite gamer, best young chef, best barista.
Yep.
How it
Yeah.
is.
Facts.
That's cool.
Mr. Fister.
Mr. Fister.
What's that song? It goes, pick up your fist and fist me.
Yeah, that's Rushy.
Trippity trap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trippity trap.
I thought that was a new
Pick
diss
up.
track.
But do you reckon he meant like fight me?
Nah.
Yeah.
He meant that.
Nah,
I
he
think
meant
he
the
just.
other one.
I think it didn't process
said
in his
that
head
It's
that.
a different thing.
I think he didn't process
Nah,
in his
he
head
meant the
that.
other one.
Pick up. Yeah.
Before we start the episode,
I'm more upset.
excellent work, guys.
Hey.
6,200 subs.
Oh,
It's just rising, bro.
That's mad.
6,200 subs.
Rising.
We will rise.
We're up to on YouTube. Get ready for this round of applause.
All right, ready?
We will
Drum roll. Do we need a
You
drum
mean
roll?
TikTok?
No, YouTube.
Oh. We will
2 million views total.
That's pretty good.
We will rise.
That's good.
We will
made
rise.
Guys, we're happy. We're happy with what they've been doing.
But
Yeah, that's sick.
But you're not doing enough. We need to get to, like I said, 10K by the end of March.
yeah,
The end of March, we need to be at 10K subs at least. And at least, we need to be at minimum 2.5 on IG. Because the
Yeah.
IG one, you guys are doing pathetic.
taking the piss. But
I know everyone's got IG as well.
yeah.
Just sub.
What's it called? If we get to 10K subs, trust me, no one can tell me nothing. I reckon. Like anybody tries to tell me, it wouldn't ruin my mood. If we're sitting on 10K subs, nothing would ruin my mood. I reckon.
Yeah.
I think we need to give them an incentive though. Like, what can we? If we get to 10K, we can release.
If we get to 10K,
We can do a giveaway.
We could.
yeah.
We could do the giveaway where you spend the day with Bud.
Yeah.
That's been pending.
Fuck no, I don't want to do that.
The subscribers might go down.
Yeah.
I don't want to hang out with either any of these people.
Okay, maybe hang out with Mitch or someone.
Yeah.
Or maybe we could do.
Or we can get them a blind date.
Oh yeah.
We could do a blind date content piece with them.
Mm.
What do you mean?
And literally they know on the other side of the curtain is Mitch.
Or like the
glory
subs
hole
that
ones.
are around. Oh my god.
We could get him for.
What did you say?
The glory hole.
Oh.
blind dates.
Yeah, just
We
bleep
were
it.
doing so well.
Or
No.
Tell the other
We
side.
did like
No, I
the 20
didn't mean
versus
that.
1.
we'll pick a couple. We'll pick a couple of the subs that are around the 10K mark, and they'll be the first random to get the first piece of let 'em shoot
Oh.
Yeah.
Attire.
Yeah.
attire,
facts.
apparel.
Nah, don't, because the people are just going to hold on to not be the 10,000, to wait to
Well,
the
if we never get to
10,000.
10, you'll never go in the draw.
Yeah, you
But
wouldn't
I
know.
reckon everybody goes in the draw.
Yeah,
we can just do a round.
Everybody
We'll pick
goes
a
in the draw.
couple.
So if you
Yeah.
subscribe now, and if you make how many accounts? You make 10 accounts. That's 10 times more likely.
Yep,
True.
facts. Like, share, subscribe, comment, leave us a 5-star review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts if that's where you
Yes.
consume this podcast.
And if
that's
you're
where
gonna leave-
consuming bud,
If you're gonna leave, pause.
What did you say? I'll just watch this episode back.
And if you're gonna leave a review and it's not 5-star,
It'll be the
just
first
don't
one
leave
we
it.
need the views. Stay
I reckon don't
It'll
leave
probably
it.
be my first watched episode.
Yeah.
I think I watched this shit.
You think I watched this shit?
Everyone here has terrible football opinions.
let's get into the episode, and we're going to mix it up this week, and we're going to start
Except for that
with
PBB guy.
Australia and the A-League Unite round. A couple people here went to a game or two, a game.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had to pay for those tickets.
But yeah,
A-League, you know
you know you are.
Hey, you guys living on air like that, just watch.
Yeah, facts.
Just so you guys know, I just want everybody to know that this isn't a fact or anything, but this is a made up fact. But I think
Fun
it's
fact.
true.
You should say
Last financial year, last A-League season, I reckon we racked up the most views on any A-League videos on TikTok. Just so you guys know.
clear.
Just so,
Clear.
and when Australia Cup was going nice, do you know who was making the videos? And you know who was getting the most views? You know who was getting in the millions of views for your league? So if that's how you're going to...
repay.
if that's how you're going to repay the people who are spreading the league the most, and with people who
We're spreading
actually...
it the most.
like
with
COVID,
people who are actually gonna want to listen to, you know, at the game, people were coming up to us saying like, "We love your show." We had to pay for our own tickets to the game. Can you believe that?
Crazy.
and that wouldn't have been a problem had
Provided you
A-League.
didn't dangle the carrot.
Yeah.
and say, "Oh,
You know how much Bud loves carrots, cucumbers, carrots, everything.
we'll get you guys in for free.
Eggplant.
Eggplant.
Yeah.
We'll get you seats in there for free."
Yeah.
But you know, I would have paid, but you know,
I would rather you guys come
Just
and say
double
to me.
fence.
I'd rather you guys come and say, "Hey guys, sorry, it's not
Now
gonna
I gotta
work."
rip pants.
Yeah. Sorry, we misjudged the ticket allocation.
Yeah.
You're not gonna be able to.
The stadium was packed.
You're not gonna be
There
able to
wasn't
go.
enough seats. They couldn't give us.
Yeah,
one.
so if they said maybe shit, like we're expected to be fully booked out, sure.
yeah,
Then we get there. So wow, this is really blue. There's so many Sydney FC fans.
exactly.
Nope, it's just the chairs.
Yeah.
It's just the seats in the stadium.
kind of stadium less raining.
On that topic, obviously, we can go into the game that you watched
Yep.
after, but
Thriller.
how disappointed were you with the turnout of the A-League Unite round? You had crowds. Every team was playing in the same city, and the crowds were probably lower
Lower,
than if every team had just played at their own home.
of course.
That's what happens when you don't organise.
Watching the game, did that make the game, atmosphere-wise, dampened? Did it?
Of course.
Well, let's tell them what game we went to.
All right, we watched the Sydney FC versus Adelaide 4-3 thriller at Allianz. So Sydney FC's home ground.
Moore Park, yeah.
Yeah.
The
Should've
boys
said
from
Moore Park Road. The
Should've
boys
just-
from Moore Park Road.
Yeah, yeah.
Bud, you're right. You just glitched. Or
You okay?
It wasn't a thriller. I don't know why you said.
4-3 means like,
Oh yeah,
that's
yeah.
why. That's
Score
why.
wise, it was a thriller.
Yeah,
One
yeah.
game.
Yeah. That's why 7-goal
But
thriller.
That's
but
not what we witnessed. We saw specks of crowds here and there, little
Joe
dots.
Gonzalez.
Yeah,
No Gonzalez.
they opened the top part, which we reckon they should have closed and made it.
Yeah, that's what we were thinking.
Oh, that the roof closes.
No.
Oh, you just
No,
mean
no.
of the stadium.
The top,
like
top level
top half.
seating.
It's common sense.
Close
Yeah,
it,
why not?
make it smaller.
Why do you think that the atmosphere is going to be still all right if you've opened the top the top level. I think they just want people to pay more for the lower level seats. But realistically, you're going to get more people who want to come to the game, even if the seats are less, and if they see that it looks more full on TV, more people are going to want to go to the game. If you see that there's 8,000 or 9,000 fans, how can there be Sydney FC's home ground? I'm making this amount up, but 8,000. They didn't even announce the how many attendance because they announced that attendance and they put it on TV and they see this big Unite round, all the teams in one city, the home ground playing against. That's a big game. They called it the Star Boy. He's doing a freaking Kobe farewell tour, Iran Kunda, and they got 8,000 at the game, 9,000 at the game. That's ridiculous. That's terrible. Sydney FC used to average 18,000 a game. There was a point where Melbourne was above 20,000, Sydney were above 18,000, Western Sydney were at 18,000 averages for the game. So obviously something's going wrong and something's happening, and there's issues that are bigger than what we're seeing and what they're addressing.
I think it is.
Yeah, you can go. No, go.
Yeah, I mean, if we go back to all the stuff that happened with like the AFL and like giving Sydney the grand finals for the next 2 or 3 seasons, I feel
APL.
I feel like a lot of football fans in the A-League are like, we don't really mess with Sydney. You know, they want to bring us here to make money because it's like a commercial thing.
It's a thing with
so I can see why like
tourism,
it's
New
going to
South
fail.
Wales or
Because
whatever.
why would I, in Melbourne, go to Sydney knowing that they're doing this for like making like revenue generation, making money, this, that. Why would I go there? I could just watch the game at home because it's not going to benefit me. Like, you know what I mean?
And Victory week in, week out have the highest attendance in the A-League. They're the only team with a somewhat respectable attendance every week. Adelaide, the stadium size helps a lot. They're smart with the 18,000 capacity or whatever it is. But the rest of the teams in the league something needs to happen and it needs to change. Western United sit on the bottom of the table and I think they average 3,000 a game. What?
Like
That's less than MPL. That's less than some MPL teams. You have MPL teams in MPL stadiums with 20 times better atmosphere than what is being showcased in the league.
And then on top of that, when you rescind the invitation for the Content Kings to promote your Unite round,
I didn't even see
And
it.
if you're
just to average, I think under 9,000 per game.
Yeah, no, Jeremy. In the 2 games yesterday, there couldn't have been more. And then you go and play 2 games at the exact same time in the same city, in the exact same time in 2 separate sides of Sydney, with neither team was from Sydney in those games. It wasn't Western Sydney and it wasn't Sydney. So there wasn't like, they're going to both get their crowds. No, they had no crowds regardless. And when they scored all the goals when you watch the goals and when you watch the games, you can't even see fans at all.
Yeah. And I had to pay close to $60 for my ticket. If it's a special round, why don't make it special prices? $15, everyone gets in.
Yeah, for real. $15, everyone gets in. Is it not going to be better if you have 5 times?
That's a bit of logic.
Yeah.
5 times
How
the
much was your
attendance?
food and drink as well?
Don't even get me
My
started.
God.
Popcorn.
Popcorn, 1 bag of popcorn is
popcorn?
$8.
I bought popcorn because chips was $50, Michael.
Yeah.
$50.
Cool.
Hey, that's my compliment name.
Shit.
Don't be leaking that shit.
I got a beer.
Chips was $50.
I got a beer. It was like
You mean you got a solo?
no, I was drinking beer.
Um,
But it was like over 10. Over 12
$10.
Bro, and then they pour
And
it
you got it
out of the can into a cup.
You know, they went to Hoyt's and that's where they got their
Yeah,
prices
that's where the
from.
prices are from.
Yeah, bro. And I was frisk searched for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, Bud did get randomly
Really?
searched.
Randomly.
Yeah.
He got randomly searched
Was the guy
at the game.
as well?
Nah, he used the
Glove.
magnetic thing, but he wasn't happy. I don't think he trusted the batteries in it, so he did it again.
He did it twice.
He went and checked it again.
Can you believe that?
That's crazy.
You've created some kind of atmosphere and league that people don't even. When I speak to people, it used to piss me off so much when I used to be like, "Oh, you guys watch the A-League?" and they're like, "Nah, shit, I won't go to the game. Nah, shit, this and that, talk shit." But they wouldn't actually watch the games. And certain atmospheres like Victory, Western Sydney, they had good atmospheres. Now, if people say that, what can I say? There's good quality players and some of the teams play good football, but when there's teams with 3,000 fans at a game, you're the top league in Australia of the most played sport in Australia. Yet we can't fill a stadium.
Yeah.
That being said, hit us up on email. We can give you a bit of ideas.
Yeah.
We've got them.
We're quite forgiving.
Very
we're quite
forgiving. Like $60 for me is
The
nothing.
price of it up.
But we can't just be like those people that would just pussyfoot around, you know, and just pretend that nothing's wrong, this and that, nothing. Oh, it's so amazing just because you want a job.
Yeah.
Realistically, we can help you. We can help you. We can bring. You got no creators that you have are part of the culture,
Yeah.
and we're friends with some of these guys. But these guys aren't part of the culture. So if you want people to actually bring fans and bring people that are going to push the game forward in the country, rather than targeting old dudes who just watch on their couch, that's not pushing anything forward. And that's no culture. There's nothing. That's not making the game go further. It's not bringing in a new generation, because a 63-year-old man sitting on his couch is going to watch the games. That's how is that
Probably
helping
falling
anybody?
asleep anyways.
You need to approach the people, the younger people, the next generation, the people who are part of culture, the people who associate with this show. Those are the people who are going to push the game forward. And if you have players who the crowd don't even know what the players are like. The crowd don't even know who Iran Kundu is off the field. He's your biggest name and your biggest star, and yet people can't even associate with him because they feel so far away from them.
Yeah. Before we move on, you guys want to talk about the game at all?
I mean, Ibasuki one of the best hat tricks I've seen live.
Yeah.
He was cooking.
Yeah.
He actually was cooking. He was he's like 6'4", and I've been slandering him a little bit just because I don't think his overall game is great, but he shut me up, man. That hat trick was nice, and good to see Iran Kunda score. Nice backflip. He got high up for that shit. But the thing, what about the guys in front of us booing him every time he did anything? Central Coast fans, they weren't even Sydney fans.
They got brothers on that team.
Bro,
Yeah.
Central Coast fans booing him every time he did. He got like tackled bad, and they're going, get up. And we're thinking, like, what's wrong with you, cuz?
They probably had a fair few furfies, I reckon.
Yeah,
Couple furfies.
Did you guys see Mark Ruden's comments after the game?
Oh yeah.
He pretty much made the point that as coaches in the A-League, there should be, as coaches and people who are in the A-League, there should be more of a stress put on keeping young players in the A-League
Makes sense.
till they play, what did he say, at least 50 to 100 games
Yeah.
properly. Like, they've played 50 to 100 games, and then allowing them to make the move to Europe or wherever it is. Used Iran Kunda as an example, saying he's obviously incredible and he's very talented and all that. But not so long ago, we saw Sarpreet Singh go to Bayern.
Yep.
And now he's essentially just dissolved. Like he's...
Yeah.
And then think
He's
about how
nowhere.
many.
Second division.
Think about how
Yeah.
many there
Struggling.
are like that. Like we saw ages ago, Lachlan Brook go Brentford, and he's back now playing for Western Sydney. We've seen Quold just now gone. The exact same things happen. He's on loan and he's not performing. He's already out of the Australian squad. You go from having like players in the Australian squad to now they're moved overseas to give them a better chance of being in the squad, and it's really damaged their careers.
He was pretty much saying there should be a duty of care to keep these players here, help them understand what pro football in another country where you don't speak the language, where you have no friends, where you have no family, where you're isolated from everyone else. What that will feel like before the players actually end up going, because once they've gone, it's irreversible to their reputation, I guess.
You know, other countries do that as well. Like, I know Italy did it with Sandro Tonali back when he was like 17 or whatever and breaking through into the team. They didn't allow him to move. I can't remember who he was linked with, but they all said like, no, like you have to stay and until you're a certain age, and then you're free to go.
And the thing is, like, on top of that, you'll see youngsters from Brazil signing to Real Madrid 18, 19, but they've already played 150 plus games in Brazil at the top level. So I agree. I feel like that's probably some of the best words I've heard him say ever.
Yeah.
Like, so I feel like I don't agree with a lot of the stuff he says.
Same.
But that makes
But
sense.
he was talking facts because, you got these young kids, they've played less than 50 games.
Yeah.
They haven't started, in those 50 games, they've probably started less than half. And then they're getting these big moves. It's like, realistically, I just don't think it makes sense in long term.
I agree. And if you look at the quality decrease of the A-League from last season to this season, just in one season, and just like off the top of my head, like Neuenhoff gone, Tilio gone, Geordie Bose gone, Dorigo gone, Qual gone.
City keeper.
Cummings.
Yeah,
Who's that?
Silvera gone.
The Middlesbrough.
Yeah,
keeper.
the Middlesbrough keeper. Glover.
Glover. Yeah,
Did you
Tom
say
Glover, yeah.
Central Coast centre back?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
Trent has gone.
gone as
There's
well.
like the level of quality has just gone down so much because players are leaving after one season where they're
much.
full-fledged starters. And yes, you can't blame them because to them it feels like that's the move that it makes sense, and the clubs are allowing them and everybody's allowing them, and that's the way they think they have to go to Europe to make it. And fair enough, because look at the state of the A-League right now.
Yeah.
But also, if you look at the A-League right now, last year was probably the most promising season for like a talent-wise that the A-League's had. But they've probably
easily.
lost like maybe 30 players, key players from
But look
last
at the
year.
players that have had like some of the most successful careers in Europe. Aaron Moy, for example, he didn't go to
I think it was about 23 or 24.
Huddersfield till he was, I think it was like 25.
He went Melbourne
or
City
26.
first.
No, but he didn't leave to go to Huddersfield till he was about 25,
Yeah.
26.
Because you're not going to be a youngster in these leagues.
Maybe I
and
made that up, but it was like
Yeah.
23, 24.
I think he left
around there.
Western Sydney to go to
He went Western Sydney, Melbourne City,
Yeah, Man City he signed for, and
Then
then
Man
went
City,
back
but
to
then-
Melbourne City when he was still like 23.
then
or-
Huddersfield.
Then
was his
Huddersfield,
first
yeah.
club, but they got promoted.
Yeah,
Then moved to Brighton.
yeah.
Like, I feel as though
Rogic
as a player,
was
obviously,
23, probably 24.
if a big club
Yeah.
is in for you, it's almost
And you believe in your abilities.
it's almost a
Automatic, yes.
I can't say no.
Yeah.
It'd be criminal to say.
You
no.
believe in your
But there
abilities.
should be more players, like more people, like Rudin said, in the A-League who are making sure that these players are fully educated on what they're about to go through, what type of struggles they're going to face, how it feels when you're... Because these guys have played professional for 20 years.
Yeah.
There should be people telling you that this is what it's going to be like. These are the struggles. These are things you're going to have to face day in, day out. And if you think you're ready for it, it's going to be 10 times harder than you think. Yeah. So if you need an extra year while you're 18, 19, 20 in the A-League to really become whatever you think you're going to become, I don't think that is a bad thing.
Yeah,
Like you said.
I think the league has to do better in making it more suitable for younger players. I feel like there's so much still focus on buying these marquee players that when we see it's either hit or miss, but it's like high cost. Like you see the striker for Sydney
Are you saying the young players should be incentivized by getting paid more?
Yeah.
paid more to stay,
Yeah.
like bump up their contracts.
I agree.
Because there's a lot
after
of young
50
players in the
games.
league.
Because that's probably
Yeah.
one of the big
That's what I'm
reasons,
saying.
to be fair, why
Yeah.
they're getting paid 100 times more to go overseas.
Well,
I'm mad at
yeah.
you.
Look at Louis Dorigo's now playing in the Polish second division
Yeah.
when he was a mainstay for Adelaide's midfield. And look at the decrease of Adelaide's squad level to this season. They're sitting
Yeah.
at 7th or 8th. But if
Exactly.
if you pay someone like that more, you keep them around and keep them a bit longer, a bit past 20, 21, 22. Like keep them to 23, 24. But I guess it's so hard to just say no to
Yeah.
going to Europe when the league itself isn't fixed.
Because I think when European teams come like shopping in Australia, I think one, it's like low risk, and like they don't have to pay much. So like if these players fail, it's not a loss for them at all.
Especially if they're young. There's
Exactly.
there's no
So that's-
expectation that they're going to play.
Exactly.
Because if you're 22,
Exactly.
you know the team's signing you because
You're going to be a player
you're
to
the
play.
player. You're coming into the squad. Whereas
But-
when you're young,
Yeah, I feel like even teams will be like, yeah, go, because they want the money.
Yeah, folks.
But then what
They're
are they
not
going
even getting astronomical amounts to
Yeah.
Another one,
like a
Arzani.
million.
Yeah.
Back
But then
in
what are they
A-League
going to?
again.
What are they doing with the money? They're not really putting it back
They're buying
into
old
facilities.
players.
They're buying older players that are either at back end of their career
Pretty much done.
or players that we haven't heard of but have like the European like name, like
But also-
or the South American name.
Yeah.
I agree with you, but also players that are coming in that they're bringing that are a bit older, maybe 26, 27, not like the 35s. These players are coming in and doing well.
They're clearing
And
above
then-
the best players in
And
the
then you
league.
know what they're doing? A year later, Japan, China, Saudi, they're getting paid good. Like they
Yeah,
become one of the best players in the league so quickly.
Yeah.
And those signings I'm not against at all because it's, to me, that's much better than the 35-year-olds or the 37-year-olds.
They're pretty much using the A-League to
Ignite their career.
Leverage.
Yeah.
yeah.
But even as like those 35-year-old, like those marquee signings that we're talking about, shouldn't the club be trying to like incentivize them to teach those younger kids, like the ones that are up and coming, hey, like this is what it's really like. Like you share some of your stories and your experiences.
Yeah.
To prepare them at least a little bit.
I feel like these
Instead of because we're just sending them out.
I
into the
agree. I feel like
unknown.
these clubs though, they see these players and they get like puppy dog eyes,
Yeah.
and these players just do what they want.
They get
don't
the
engage with the
cha-ching.
clubs. That's it.
The
They
jersey
should
sales.
be. They really should.
The
be.
only one that to me that really worked in that way was probably Diamante, because he was there at Western United. They won a league title and he played it like a proper role, and now he's part of the coaching team.
See, that's a good approach.
Yeah. Whereas like you look at Del Piero, you look at Heskey, you look at
Sturridge.
Gallas, you
Sturridge.
look at Sturridge, you look at
There's
David
nothing
Villa.
wrong with like making money off players, but are you then putting it back into the club?
Yeah,
Are you then like looking to get more like youth players coming through, or
Fix
like
that stadium.
It's a business.
facilities,
Stop.
like paying these players more that are staying?
What's the point of playing in a 40,000 stadium if you're going to have 8,000 people? If you're going to have
smarter.
6,000 people? Play in a stadium that suits, make the overall atmosphere better and make it more enjoyable for people to watch, because the consumer experience is shit.
I think it's because we
Yeah,
share.
facts.
You can only enjoy watching the football so much before the actual atmosphere and the crowd and the outside of football, the atmosphere is nothing. It's non-existent. You had that once with Western Sydney, and it became they completely got rid of it.
I think it's just a overall Australian sports thing, because I feel like so many sports share the same stadiums, so we're not like really like singled out from like an NRL stadium, because Allianz is a stadium I think is more for NRL anyways. I feel like if we build
you're right.
stadiums that are like 10,000,
Well, you look at
capacity,
Adelaide,
then it's better. It looks
that's
better,
the blueprint.
and players will want to play like under stadiums like that way
100%.
more than an empty stadium.
And plus, you can set your price points on like food, what you sell.
Exactly.
Because if you go into these big stadiums that are footy food and like footy beverages, that's why people don't care, and like that you're getting ripped off.
That's
You're
why
not enjoying
That's why the
vibes.
A-League clubs and people that come from NPL clubs say they'd rather go watch NPL games because there's a form of culture around it. You go into one club and the food's this and the drinks are this and the people are like this.
the football vibe.
It's like that's football.
yeah.
Make them small stadiums. If it's sold out, then people are like, damn, I didn't get this one, but I'm
Exactly.
gonna want to go next week, because
And if
you see it's sold out for a
exactly,
We could
Facts.
probably sit and talk about this
literally forever.
So,
Yeah.
But let's go to we're staying on Australian football in a way, but we're going to go Asian Cup. I don't know if you guys checked out Socceroos.
Yeah.
But my God, yeah. We'll probably start doing some live reactions as we get into the quarters, semis.
definitely.
But these group
If we
games
make
have
it, bro.
so many poor teams
Oh my
that
god!
to be honest, I can't sit and watch that.
You know, people criticize Afcon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I'm
exactly.
like, listen,
I'd
Afcon
way
is
rather watch
way
Afcon.
better to watch.
That was.
Oh, we're going to get into
Than
Afcon
Asian.
as well, but absolutely. Socceroos did get the win. They beat India 2-0, but
Joke.
player for player, they didn't look too dissimilar. Like, India, for large parts of the game, were in the game.
Yeah.
And
Which is
India could've won.
how is that possible?
yeah, I don't know.
As a
And,
fo-
I
like-
mean, we're going, I know we did do this same thing when the World Cup was on, and we gave Graham Arnold a fucking...
Bollocking.
A bit of a bollocking, exactly. But they did get the result, so I guess let's just see and wait till they get to
it's
their
a different
quarters.
circumstance, though. We go into a World Cup hoping for results, whereas we shouldn't be going into an Asian Cup with
Hoping to
anything.
win the Asian Cup.
Exactly, with
We've
anything
got
other than
two
hoping
other
to win.
teams that were like, okay,
Exactly.
this is going to be...
Yeah, it's
Come on.
the squad selection as well is just so just confusing to me.
Do you reckon
It's-
this is just like first game kind of thing?
It's
like we saw like
Like
if you,
Argentina.
if you look in the World Cup, there's high quality teams that you
Even
look into
Afcon,
first
yeah.
game. Yeah,
I mean,
probably takes them a little bit to get used to. It could be
be
that.
right.
Yeah.
It could be right.
I feel
like,
like
a feeler.
Yeah,
at
it
least
could
we
be right.
won and
That's
kept the
true,
clean
yeah.
sheet, and like it's
True.
a
You're
convincing
doing an Angels
result.
advocate today?
Yeah, 100%.
All right, well,
That's
let's hope Socceroos better performance in their next game. I think they're playing Syria.
Yeah.
Them guys are...
They're serious guys. Anyway, let's go. Let's stay on international football quickly, even though it's, it can be a bit crazy. Let's go Afcon. There's three main things I want to start with Ghana.
Giant killers at the moment.
Black Stars, these guys are getting trolled more than anyone I've seen get cooked on
They
Twitter,
deserve to,
especially.
though.
I've been seeing this is Ghana, blah, blah, blah. Black excellence, nah. This is just black.
Oh my God.
Like, Ghana are getting fucking killed. And Chris Hughton,
funny, man.
who used to coach, I think, Norwich, has been attacked already by Ghanaian fans. Like, attacked, like physically attacked. after they dropped their first game, they lost to Cape Verde. Listen, we've been telling people Cape Verde aren't a bad team, didn't we tell them?
We did.
Afcon, they showed in Afcon Sydney that they're not a bad team.
Yeah.
Again, they've showed they're not a bad team beating Ghana.
Yo.
But the refereeing for the goal, it was clearly offside. Like, it was the clearest interference in the world, and they've just let it slide, which is at times Afcon. But thoughts, Ghana's lineup as well, complete
Questionable.
inexperience.
Yeah.
Like, you're still starting Jordan Ayew, which I get, he's the main guy. But apart from that, they're obviously without their best player, Thomas Partey, who didn't travel.
Is he not playing?
He's not playing
He's
because he was going to be injured for the first 2 games.
Okay.
So he didn't bother. Semenyo started, I think, 9. He's allowed to go to Afcon.
But not Spain.
But yeah, you think Ghana are going to be able to bounce back like this? Is this Argentina versus Saudi Arabia?
Man, I remember.
Ghana used to be the guys.
That's what I was saying. I remember used to looking at.
They used to have real black
when you look
excellence.
at when you look at Ghana's team,
Boateng.
they used to be like quality players.
Asamoah.
Asamoahs.
I'm
Yeah.
looking. I promise. I'm looking at this Ghana side, and the best player is probably Salisu.
Yeah, and Semenyo.
Yeah, and Semenyo. That's their best.
And then Semenyo looked like he was going to score. Coach took him off.
You know what it is? You
Probably
know who I
brought on
blame?
a guy playing in Ghana.
I blame coaches like Pep Guardiola for making coaches think that their system can be played with anyone. That's not the case. Play your best players, you get your results. Play players that you think are good, you're gonna get fought. You're gonna get chased down the street, especially if you're not from the country. Like, what's his name? Hughes. What's his name? Their coach,
Yeah.
Chris Hughton.
Chris Hughton.
So
If you're Chris Hughton, don't think you're like special, cuz just play the best players, and you will get results.
Because
I've been seeing Dr. Umar like memes of him asking Chris Hughton, "Are you mixed race?"
well, Inaki Williams was on the bench.
Yeah, he was on the bench. It was
probably one of your best players as well.
yeah. You got to start him
Where's
surely.
Kudus?
I don't know where Kudus was.
I don't think he was in the squad.
he must have like travelled
He
late
wasn't in
or
the squad.
something
Wow.
because he wasn't in the squad.
So they must have thought they were going to win this game easy.
I know
So that
something
makes it
happened
even
though.
worse.
Something happened with the federation, so maybe players just went back. Because
Yeah.
I know there was a few players that
This
aren't
guy.
even in the team anymore.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I think so as well.
You know what caught me off guard though? I'm watching the United game and I see Onana in goals.
Yeah, bro.
I was like, what?
He left late.
He's
He's leaving late.
The game is literally tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
This guy is mad.
Sick.
But
Imagine
Ghana
if-
do have Egypt in their group as well. So listen, it could be sticky.
But Egypt do have Ghana in their group as well. So
It's the same.
So
Egypt drew with Mozambique. I saw a comparison, bud. You're gonna love this. Riley, you're gonna love this. It was like Hazard used to drag Belgium through World Cup quarterfinal against Brazil. He's the best player.
Yep.
Salah dropping these
regular
performances
performances.
against Mozambique at Afcon is crazy.
You mean regular
Also-
Salah performances?
Also, we're going on to Salah because these people on TikTok have made me hate Salah more than I need to hate him.
Yeah.
realistically, you shouldn't hate Salah.
I don't need to hate Salah that much, apart from the fact that I think he's overrated. But you guys are putting him in conversations he should never be in. He's been compared to players he should never be compared to. And instead, you are making me come out here and just point out every
Yeah, you have
performance
Yeah.
where he isn't good and he scored and got an assist this game. I need you to go and check out the assist. That is listed on FOTMob, Salah assist. Go and check that out. Second minute of the game.
Player of the match? You know who player
after
of
you
the
watch
match was?
that,
Salah.
after you watch that assist, you can tell me nothing about Salah for the rest of the tournament because this is how players like Salah in particular are viewed.
One tweet that I saw is Mohamed Salah is proving every single week that we need to stop saying a player is good based off goals and assists.
I'm telling you, I've been saying that
Player's performance is good based off goals
because
and
you
assists.
need to just watch. I'll even happily allow people right now. I won't talk for 1 minute. Go on FOTMob. Click on highlights for Egypt, Mozambique. Watch it
I believe you,
and
bro.
watch the first goal, and it says Salah assist, and tell me how the hell this is even
He does this
possible.
in the Premier League, bro. So I've seen it many weeks in a row.
Anyway,
does it
Egypt
week in,
dropped
week out.
points. Nigeria dropped points.
That's what I'm
against
saying.
Equatorial
All the
Guinea.
Giants dropping
Some
points.
Osman's finishing. Listen, there has to be juju on the pitch.
There is, bro. I'm
Because
telling you.
the finish that he did in that game, you need to watch
There's
it yourself.
something happens to African players, I'm telling you,
What's
when they're playing
going
that
on with
Lineups?
the lineups? Chukwueze was on the bench. Calvin Bassey was on the bench as well.
I'm telling you.
for Nigeria.
I'm telling you, bro.
Kelechi and Nacho even could have started.
I'm telling you, these coaches think they're Pep.
It
Yeah. Yeah, facts. Yeah, facts. That is facts. Yeah,
They
bitches
do
be
that
facts.
in like qualification. Come Afcon,
Yusuf?
missing.
Who the hell
Yeah.
is Yusuf?
Who is Yusuf MJ
photo
playing
is
playing centre mid next to Alex Iwobi?
Bro, I
This
have no
guy, he's
idea.
23.
The team that started,
23.
the team that started, I have no idea.
Joe Aribo did. Oh, and please, on top of this, you guys
God.
have to
Nah,
go.
this is-
If you want to see AFCON,
This
you
is
need to look at
trash.
this Joe Aribo photo from Super Eagles' actual Twitter posted this.
Did you guys see that?
Mike, did you see it?
That's the one you guys sent in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see
The one
photo?
the
You didn't
tweet
see
I
I
what-
saw the photo, the first photo.
Yeah.
Did you see what was up with it?
No.
Yeah, I'll show you.
But you
guy
didn't see it?
bold.
Oh,
guy's
you didn't see
bald.
it either.
Yeah, the bald guy.
Yeah.
I saw
What
it
was
was
wrong
like
with the photo?
old.
It was just shit. Look shit.
No, you guys didn't look at the photo at all.
You guys did
This
not.
is not Super Eagles posted this,
Hold on,
man.
hold
Is that what you were smiling about, bud?
Hold on.
Because he was bold.
Look at this. Look at this. Look at this.
I'm telling you, we'll get production to put this up right now. But
You don't see that.
The machi.
I didn't even see it.
That is
Yeah.
sick.
Look at that.
Machi.
Oh, that is,
Look at that.
nah, that's a sick photo.
That's fucked.
this is
Bro,
what
I
I've been
would
trying to
make
tell.
that my deep
Yeah,
down that
facts.
guy.
Facts, just of the shorts as well.
I said, how can they allow him to wear shorts at that length with no underwear? That should be banned.
Machi. I don't know.
That should because there has to be another photo where it's out.
Imagine playing against him.
After
Yeah.
He's like-
Imagine you're playing
Yeah.
9.
He's
I'm
on
not
my
marking
team every
him.
time, man.
I'm not marking, especially if he's playing front to goal.
What is what is that?
no underwear is pretty crazy.
That's
Bro, that's
crazy.
fucked up. Nah.
Yeah, you guys didn't see that up.
Anyway,
Look at that.
international football is driving me insane. So we're gonna go to Troy Deeney. You guys,
Oh my
did you guys
Bro.
listen to the interview?
Yeah.
Crazy.
So Troy Deeney, in his post-match interview, I think he's currently coaching at. Let me get this.
Second tier, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's been talked about
League
a lot
2 side, so
before
fourth
this.
tier.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm.
He's like coaching has been talked about a lot before this.
So he's coaching at Forest Green,
Rovers.
I think Rovers.
Yeah.
And
took him recently.
After the game, he was talking about the player who was playing fullback, Fankadi Dabo. And he said basically to the interviewer, like, we've got players who aren't at the level. He said specifically about Dabo, he's not been good for 5, 6, 7, 8, even 9 weeks now. He said, why do you think I dropped him at the start? I've told him in front of everyone that 6 months ago he had a kick to go to the Premier League. Now he wouldn't even get a game in the National League.
That's crazy.
I need your thoughts, feelings about. Obviously, you as a fan, you love the honesty from players, coaches, whatever. But that is like next level. Does it need to be said?
No.
It's diabolical.
Is that not what
Is that not how you lose the dressing room?
Yeah, that's what I was
That's
gonna
straight
say.
away.
Unless everyone in this dressing room hates Dabo,
That's what I'm
and
thinking.
he rates himself so
yeah,
high,
maybe
Yeah.
that's what I'm thinking.
and he
knock him down a couple pegs?
Deeney wants him gone.
Yeah.
What's the
But
filthy?
just get rid of him.
Yeah. Who
Just-
filthy
he's
did
not
that
playing done.
podcast with? They had on the guest one of the players, and he was saying like some players make like a really good coach depending on what positions you play.
And they
in.
were saying strikers are terrible.
Yeah, this
Makes
is
sense.
literally the evidence for it.
Makes
His
sense.
ego would be too.
When
high.
I heard you read it, and then
When you
I
heard-
thought about it,
Yeah.
I was just like, that's just a Deeney thing. Like, I just think
it's
he's
such
just
a
like
Deeney
that
thing to
already.
do, yeah.
So is it really out of pocket if someone that's like that?
You think
Of
that's
course
just how
it is.
he
you've
talks?
seen
how
Gattuso
he
say
speaks.
crazy things about his players.
Yeah, but people think he's also crazy.
Maybe
Exactly.
he's just
So is
frustrated.
it worse?
Because
well, it's the same.
You-
It's just it makes more sense because it's the guy saying it, but it's still the same.
do you know what I think
But
it
is
is?
it a bad thing to say?
Yeah,
Maybe publicly,
yeah, bro.
but maybe he's at that point where he's frustrated now.
Imagine
his
being
mental
that
health.
well.
9 weeks.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know what I think it is?
He said 9 weeks he hasn't been at the level to play League
Yeah.
2.
Exactly.
And
I-
this guy thought he could go to the Prem.
Well,
That's
I
what
don't
he
think.
pretty much
I don't
said.
think he said he thought he could go. I think he
had a
Deeney
chance.
thought he could go to the Prem.
No.
I think
I
Deeney
thought,
thought.
I thought he had a chance. Is that
Yeah,
what
that's what I mean. Like, I think it's like frustrating for
agree with
Deeney
you, yeah.
that he's got this player that he probably thinks is good quality enough to bring up that he could have gone to the Prem, the chance to go to the Prem, and he's never had to have other people like be in charge of his job. You know what I mean? He's keeping his job if his team does well. Whereas at Watford or wherever he was, all he had to do was score a couple goals, and he was Troy Deeney, the guy. He never had to worry about what other people would do. Now his job is so reliant on the team performing and other people doing well that he's got somebody that he thinks should be good at this level and should be at that level that he's so frustrated. He's like, nah, like I'm saying, like this guy.
But regardless
is shit.
of if that's how you feel, for me personally, if that's my coach, if that's my gaffer, and I'm the player,
I'm leaving.
Regardless if he's trying to like motivate me or do some reverse psychology, my head's gone.
I'm leaving.
Yeah,
I'm
for
not
sure,
playing
man.
properly for this
So
guy.
who are you blaming
I'm
in this?
putting in a request.
Deeney.
So you're blaming Deeney.
Go to training in front of everyone
Yeah, and grill
say,
him.
Dabo, you're meant to be balling, and for the last 9 weeks you've been shit.
Yeah.
But
You've been shit.
You've heard Deeney say that he had a word to him with the team before about this.
He's told the
that's,
team, yeah.
That's literally what
in
he
front
told
of
the
no,
team.
he said he's told him about this.
He's
before.
told, yeah, he has.
So I'm saying like
It-
that's just
Nah, he
frustrating.
should never ever
now
go
you're
to there.
giving ammo to every winger in the league, every coach, every team in the league to
terrible.
just
Oh, right.
go at this guy.
But then when Ten Hag does it,
He didn't play
what do
the
you
guy,
mean?
man.
He didn't play.
but he still went out
He's
and
not
said all
even
this
playing
shit
in
about
the
the
team.
player.
And he didn't go out and say
He
any
said,
shit.
he said this week he wasn't at the level for training.
They
That's
asked
why he
him
wasn't
why.
in the squad.
They asked him
Yeah,
why.
but
he
they
wasn't
asked
in
him
the
why he
He's
wasn't
still
in the
degrading a
But
player.
if he-
Either way,
if Ten
just
Hag-
because he said it nice,
Nah.
that doesn't
Disagree.
mean.
No,
What do you mean?
I'm
way
not
worse
saying
than
He's
what
still
Ten Hag
degrading
did
a
was,
player.
was good. I'm just saying like this is really bad.
This is
This
way
is
worse
irrelevant
than
of what
Ten
Ten
I don't
Hag.
think
I know,
what Ten Hag
but
did
just
was wrong
because-
at all.
If Ten
Just because
Hag
it's
came out and
different.
said
How's it-
Sancho is not at the level to be playing in the Prem,
Yeah.
full stop,
Sure.
that's completely different to he hasn't been at the level at training to
But
play
why can
this
you
week.
believe that Ten Hag thing?
Well, that's what he said. I'm going off what he said and what
Okay, so
Troy
you,
Deeney
you're
said.
saying that, but then you saw when he reactivated his Instagram or Twitter, whatever. You saw players that would have been in contact with him during this moment.
We're going to
Or-
segue into Sancho
Yeah.
anyway, but
Okay.
you can...
Nah, I'll just wait for that then.
No, okay, well, that's all I'm saying. My head will be gone.
Yeah.
I couldn't play for the manager that
I'm done.
is there
I'm out.
properly.
Terrible.
I'm leaving.
I'm handing in a transfer request.
You also got to think, what if he's got like, obviously a bit of hypothetical here, but what if he's got shit going on at home? Like he's got like some deeper issues about this, and then you've come
Yeah.
out and fucking piled that on top of that.
Facts.
Bro, as a player, that can
Your
end a
head's
career.
gone.
Yeah,
Your head's
it's
gone.
gone.
That's a
For me,
career ender.
anyway.
That is
Tell me
bad.
what like elite level manager has ever done that.
And tell me
With
what
a player they
back-
want to keep.
They back
Yeah.
their players in the media, and then like a perfect example would be thing from City,
Pep.
Phillips
Yeah.
from City.
Calvin Phillips, yeah.
Pep could have easily been like, I don't think he's good enough for City. Boom. He could have easily done that, but I feel like he's gone about it in a way that's like he's not fitting the system when he's getting criticized
He'll
about
say
why
like
he's not
he's
playing or
so
why he's not
good.
performing.
He's saying like Calvin Phillips is so good, but he just doesn't give us what Rodri gives us.
Exactly. So for me, it's like those are how you manage things to the media, because then the media can't attack your players or your team or your club or you as a manager.
and
Because
then-
now, imagine him as a manager, you've now abused your player publicly. That's just too much fuel.
If I'm
And you
a
don't
player,
need that.
I'm not trying to F up, bro. at
Also,
all.
on top of that, as a journalist, surely your response is, well, why are you, as the manager, playing someone who
9
you don't
games
think
in a
is
row.
fit
Exactly.
to play in the league?
But
You're exposing yourself.
I think, yeah, I agree, but I also just think maybe Deeney just wants him out. Like,
But no, if he's
could
doing
be
that,
the last,
then
the last
Wow.
straw.
But
it's,
also,
it's a wild
think
way to
about
go.
it.
You don't
but-
need to do
But
that.
he's already losing. Like, you know what I mean? The player's already done. If you stop playing him, that's more than you coming out and saying this.
The
If
easiest
you
way to do
completely
it is
stop
just
just
a
playing-
high earner. Like, he could be someone that
It could
you
be.
can't
No,
just
but
get rid of,
realistically-
like just like
Yeah,
that.
but who's gonna buy him now?
That's what I'm
If
saying.
he's
If
an high-
you've just
if he's a
said
high earner.
publicly slandered how shit he is,
Yeah.
like
His-
you want to sell
his
this guy,
value
Bro,
drops straight away.
I know
You gotta be
Deeney's
smart about it.
Deeney's just taken over, but they're last in the
That's
league.
what I mean. So I feel like Deeney
He's
is
fighting
trying
for his
to
life, bro.
not take ownership of the
Yeah.
performances and trying to pin it on players.
Aaron,
No, but he
thinks
did
should
say
do.
he did say he always takes ownership, and he's at the end of the day.
You can say that.
It's
You
time
can
for
say that,
players.
but that's
No,
like-
he's trying to say like it's time for players to do it as well.
League Two is the same.
Every day in the
bro.
media is not. It wouldn't be League Two.
Bro,
Of course it would be. It's a
fucking
professional
it's a
league.
professional league.
They'll probably get it like after the game. That's
Bro.
it. They don't get
Nah,
it.
people
Say
still
they go to
getting
the
paid.
Bro, you know,
shops and
it's
shit.
worse in the lower leagues because of how much pressure there is.
And they're normally
Still-
playing like towns.
and they're not getting
where,
paid
like,
near as
everyone
much to
knows
deal
it.
with it.
Yeah.
And the money they get is from the people directly. So these people are like writing about if your
be
team
better, bro.
loses, like they'll come to like the office and be like, "Yo, this guy, we're gonna kill this guy."
He just needs to be better, bro.
fuck's sake.
Don't play him if he's not.
You
good
haven't even
enough.
seen his performances though.
Yeah, but clearly it's gotten to a point where this guy.
Yeah, but don't play him, bro.
Yeah,
It's
don't
been so
play
many
him.
weeks.
No,
If you're
okay.
saying for 9 weeks he's
Why
been
is he-
shit,
why is
League
the
Two,
team?
League Two has politics just as much as any other league.
I
would.
agree.
Then
Yeah,
come
but-
out and
How-
say that
you
I've been
can't
forced to
just
play
not
this
play
player.
some players.
Of course you can.
Of course you can.
You can't say I'm forced to play this player.
Coaches
Then you're
do-
You're
attacking
coming
the
out
club.
and attacking the player.
I'd rather attack the player than the club.
Why do you have
Coaches
to
do
do
it all the
either?
time.
What do you mean? That's just frustration. Like you're telling the club in a way, get rid of this guy. He's
Nah,
shit.
you're not. Stop playing him.
All right, well,
I
anyway,
said,
it's the
some
perfect
players.
segue because we're going to go to Sancho. Jadon Sancho moving to Dortmund. Assist on the weekend.
Yeah, he's got number 10 again.
Bounced back
Yeah.
a little bit.
Where's my?
Kept it for him.
Where's
But
Marco?
obviously
Where's
still
Marco?
feels a way about us taking Ten Hag's side.
Where's Marco? Where's Marco?
After Ten Hag made comments in the media about Sancho,
Well, they
that's
asked
what
him where he wanted
resulted
to sit
in
in
Sancho
the
being
change room.
frozen out, and then he didn't apologise. Bud, would you like to compare the two situations, or
I'm just gonna say that I feel like this just shows that maybe Sancho wasn't wrong this whole time. We saw on when he reactivated his Instagram or Twitter, I don't know which one it was, couple players that have played with him, against him, even some of his teammates at United, all were showing love to him, which tells me that maybe they're on his side,
Or they're
especially
just
his
his mate.
teammates.
Maybe they're just friends.
Yeah, homies.
I mean, but then if you pair that with frustrations that like Rashford's showing on the field when he's coming off, does that tell you more? Does it tell you less about Ten Hag? I feel like Ten Hag's a guy that's like like if you have no discipline, you're out. But then you've got people at Dortmund that have come out and said they've had no problems with Sancho. You've got what's his name? The interim guy. Rangnick, he said he had no disciplinary problems with Sancho. So it kind of shows you that maybe you shouldn't just take the coach's side always.
But also disciplinary issues.
There's a lot of
When
evidence.
everything's going right, why a player's not going to necessarily have disciplinary issues?
Was it
When-
going right for United then? It's the exact same probably.
I'm saying at Dortmund, of course he's
No, I'm saying the
one of the
United-
best young players in the world. Then when Rangnick came in, obviously he's going to start to get more frustrated. That was at the start of Sancho being there. He's still trying to find his feet, still trying to learn. Then his attitude is a lot more, is a lot different. Then once Ten Hag's in and he's in his third year of not performing, Sancho's not performing, not playing well, still being left out of the squad, you'd lose your head.
And also, the guy's late. He's been known to like be disrespectful, partying, bro. As much as like Ten Hag for me does things where you can criticize. All right, as a manager, I wouldn't do it that way.
Football as well.
He has a right to to set standards and to say, look, if you don't want to turn up to training on time, if you want to party and do all these kind of things, I don't have to play you. And he's got a right to do that.
I think it's more of a personal thing between the two than it's just like the coach thinks he's just being like. I think it's a personal, like there's something personal between them two.
I think it can be though, provided
Now I feel like there's more things
he didn't
to what
sign
we
Sancho.
see.
I think if it's not your signing and you don't see eye to eye with the player,
Exactly, it happens all the time.
get him out.
Pepe,
Okay.
for example, you could tell he wasn't going to play for Arteta. Gone.
You give examples of things that have happened as well in that United team, like players do the
Ronaldo?
exact same, that have done the exact
Like the
same.
beef with
Yeah,
Ronaldo.
all
or
the
just
players
like-
Ten Hag didn't sign.
Yeah, but look.
No, but Rashford plays every week.
yeah,
He's
but
back in
signing
after he got benched for maybe 5 weeks in a row.
yeah.
No, but there's also disciplinary problems with Rashford that you can visibly see right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Visibly.
That's why he's
It's
coming
not
off.
like he's been. It's not like he's been getting played 90 minutes every week. He gets
This
benched.
guy doesn't play.
He got benched for
Sancho
5
barely
games.
plays at all.
Because he spoke.
He never played.
He
with
came
him.
out. Have you ever seen Rashford come out and say Ten Hag got no idea what he's talking about? He lied. He never said that.
It's a retaliation.
But he never
if
said
I'm
that.
frustrated at something that
That's a
someone said to me-
retaliation as well.
What do you
I'm
mean?
sure Rashford's behaviour is a retaliation to things that have happened behind the scenes. Ten Hag playing him.
Are
Taking
you gonna
him
let
off.
someone? If you think someone's lying,
He hasn't come out in the media and said
but the coach did it in the media.
he got asked.
He lied.
About the question.
He lied. Yeah, but he's saying that he lied. Why should I just let that land? Are you gonna let a coach lie on
Because-
your name and just not say
Well,
anything?
then I'm not playing for the club while the coach is the coach.
Exactly.
That's
Exactly.
why
You can't
players
have it
leave.
both ways.
Yeah, but
you can't
he's
diss the
come out
coach
and
and
you
expect to
can't-
play.
Yeah, but I'm
So
just saying
choose your
that
battle.
You're saying that he can't do that thing.
No,
I don't think he can.
You
I
can
don't think he can
retaliate
do it and
not want
expect to play.
at United
I don't think he's
anymore.
expected to play. I think he
wanted
was
to
like
play.
But he's just saying that I don't want to be disrespected and let these people let this guy lie on my name like that. But you're saying his retaliation is a bad way to go about it.
If he wants to play at United, it is a bad way to go about it.
No, but I don't think it's that. I think it's just more of like integrity.
At the end of the day, the coach is your boss.
Yeah.
It's the same as work. If you don't want to work in a workplace where the boss is a dickhead and you want to say something to the boss, you can, but don't expect to work at that place.
It's not just leave. You're not going to just get disrespected and just walk out.
You can say something.
Exactly, that's what he did.
But don't expect to play. Don't expect to have a career.
Literally.
There's a reason why they don't want to sell him. They've just loaned him out.
What do you mean?
Literally.
Well, how can they sell him?
What do you mean?
No one
Who's
wants to
going to
buy
buy
him.
him on his wages?
So whose fault is that? We just talked about Deeney.
It's his own
We just
fault.
talked about Deeney
They
saying
let
that
him go
he's
on loan.
degraded a player.
Yeah.
So Ten Hag's just the exact same.
No, but he's done it to himself.
Who? It's
Sancho-
Ten Hag coming out and him.
Yeah.
If you know you're gonna say
I'll
this
let you land.
publicly about a player,
Yeah.
and then you know he's the type of player that's gonna react.
Yeah.
You know this.
Doesn't matter.
What?
You know this,
What?
right?
He didn't say
And
anything wrong, though. What did
No,
he say
but-
that was wrong? What do you reckon that he said
From
that was wrong?
Sancho's point of view, he's
Sancho
saying that he's
wasn't
lying.
performing.
He's saying
He
he's
Yeah,
wasn't
no, but
training.
he said this week
Who's
he
gonna
hasn't
buy a
been up
player
to the
like that?
standard. That's what he said.
Yeah.
Okay.
So even if Sancho thinks the coach decides whether someone's been up to standard or not.
He went how many weeks without commenting about Sancho thing? But
Why
then
should he comment,
One
though?
time he did.
They asked him a question saying why
No,
is
but
he
I'm
not
saying,
playing?
I'm saying they did that
So
for
many times he's
weeks.
defended him.
It wasn't defending him. He just didn't say anything about
He
it. So if
defended
you're a
him.
coach
He said
that knows
it's
a player
just,
like that,
it's just coaching reasons.
It's not defending him.
He defended
saying
him
it's just
publicly.
tactical
Okay,
reasons
stick
or
to that
coaching.
then. If
You don't have to.
If you
Why
want
do
to
you
sell
have
the
to?
player, what do you mean you don't have to? So
If you have somebody
why do
working-
we have the segment about Troy Deeney?
Can I
then?
land? Can I land?
Why do we
Because
have
what
that?
he
Can I
said
land?
was beyond. It was not. You cannot, as a
It
coach
can
or
be
a boss, say
disrespectful.
that.
Yeah, it's disrespectful, but they both fall under the category
They
of
don't.
No, no,
degrading a player.
No,
it's
can I
not.
land?
Why is degrading a player saying he wasn't up to standard this week? That's why he didn't play.
Because Sancho says it's a lie. That's why.
How is that degrading him though? If you say
Because
somebody wasn't
he's
up to
saying he
standard,
lied about him.
for this week, he wasn't up
What
to
do you
standard.
mean?
Why is that degrading?
Because he's saying he's lied.
How saying a player is not up to the standard of this league? Of
What if he
non-league
was? What if he
football?
was? That's what I'm saying. That's the whole point.
It's subjective though.
It's subjective, but it's
wasn't up to
also
the standard.
So then it's
also
not.
him
It's not a
degrading
lie.
him. How is it?
If it's subjective, it's not. If he's saying he's not up to the standard to be in the squad this week,
Yeah.
he didn't
He
think
didn't just
Sancho.
say that. He said he wasn't training well. He wasn't.
That's what
that's
it
all
is.
he said.
That's all he said.
Right?
It was literally
So
like a two sentence.
If
thing.
I'm Sancho
what'd
and
you
I see
hear,
this
man?
guy, if I see this guy and he's saying this, what? If all he's saying is
I'm
this
so
shit,
confused what he's even
what's the
trying to
point of him saying?
Can I land?
Like coming out and saying it publicly?
Can I land?
Just tell him and be like, "Yo, you're not
that's-
training well."
But that's
you're
been
not-
happening.
Before the
But
before
why is
the
he
World
frustrated
Cup.
just because he's not
No,
training?
no, no,
well?
no. But before the World Cup, he wasn't performing. He was average.
Yeah.
United fans were like, "This guy's average. He's not performing."
Right.
Taking out the squad.
Right.
He wasn't training. He wasn't getting fit. This guy, and he noticed he's not fit. During the World Cup, he went to the training camp. After World Cup, training camp. So he gave him all these opportunities to get fit, to get himself right. Because when you're on £300 million, £300,000 a week,
Yeah.
there's an expectation from the fans, from the club to perform.
Correct.
He wasn't performing before. He went to training camp, came back, he was okay. He still wasn't performing. What do you want the coach to do? Keep playing him? Or do you...
There's so many players on that team that aren't performing.
The coach didn't sign you.
It doesn't matter.
So for me, looking at you, you're here
targeting
getting
a
this
player-
money. I
He
didn't
didn't
sign you.
target him.
He's targeting
When did he
a player.
target
It's not.
him?
What do you mean?
He got
Because
asked if he had come
it's
out
not
and
like
just
the
talked
whole of
about it.
United were all performing well. You have Martial there that has played more games than him, and he's probably worse than.
But
him.
they
Martial
also-
does not play, bro.
at all.
This
And
is just an
Martial doesn't-
example. I'm not
Martial
comparing
barely
the
played.
two
Yeah,
players.
okay.
I'm not
Martial
comparing
He
barely
the
also
two
doesn't
players.
say anything. Martial doesn't say a word.
Yeah.
Because that's someone that's content with. Clearly, you can tell he's just content with just playing.
Yeah.
He's getting his money, whatever.
No, he's not.
You don't think so?
Why would he go on
Well,
loan to
Sancho, you're saying
Sevilla?
Sancho's content with not playing.
He thinks he should be
Can-
starting.
Sancho is more of I want to play.
Exactly.
So he wants to play. So
Yeah.
I'll come out and say that
And
the
publicly
coach
say the
lied,
coach lied.
which
Yeah.
means I definitely
How
won't
would you
play.
play?
But he's not just saying that because he said that. He's saying that to defend his name.
Well, then say I want to leave.
You know how you defend your name? You perform. Done.
You perform. It's not that easy to just perform sometimes.
Exactly. But why isn't he performing?
Okay, ask the same question to like five
No, no,
other Manchester
no, no.
United players.
Yeah.
That are still getting played.
Who?
No,
Rashford.
Varane.
Rashford was
got
Rashford
Rashford gets
form.
taken out of the squad.
Rashford was in form, and now he's been
Rashford-
taken out of the squad. He doesn't play
got
90
put
minutes.
back. And then got put back.
Yeah,
And
because
now
he
when
doesn't-
that, because
Off what?
obviously
Off
he's
what?
performing
Because
in
he obviously
training.
performs.
You're saying-
Obviously his attitude in training.
Same with Varane. Varane got taken
Clear.
out of the squad. Wasn't being played over Evans, Maguire.
Varane's playing now.
Lindelof
I
as
guarantee
well.
you is only because there's no centre back.
Same with
Varane-
Wan-Bissaka.
Because
All right, Wan-Bissaka.
There was 5 weeks of where Varane
Martinez-
should have played,
Martinez
and there was
Maguire
nothing
fit.
about it.
Martinez
There was
and
not-
Maguire are fit.
Exactly.
What do you mean?
Martinez literally came on today.
Okay, that's one game.
Look at Wan-Bissaka.
Varane
you watch.
started.
You watch.
Look at
After-
Wan-Bissaka.
After today.
What do you
Maguire
mean?
wasn't even on the thing.
Look
I'm
at
saying while they were fit, Varane.
These guys were still picked over Varane.
Exactly. Varane wasn't playing, and now he's playing. He didn't come out and say the
No,
coach
but
is
it's
a
not
liar.
Because, it's not because you think it's because Varane got better at training. I'm saying because there was no players.
And
there was
also,
no CBs
and
available.
also if you're saying
Lisandro
Maguire-
Martinez was fit for
and
the
if
game.
you're saying
this game,
Yeah, and he played.
Varane's played 2 games prior
what
to
I'm
the
saying.
starting. But when
So why didn't
Martinez
he just come
wasn't
straight
there,
out of the squad?
Who?
Varane.
Martinez, this was his first game back.
Yes, that's exactly what I just said.
So he's come on as a sub. I'm saying watch from now on.
Okay, but also, if you think that this coach is he's like favoring other players, look at Anthony and how many games Anthony's played this season. He's
started.
Anthony has literally been coming off the bench, been playing 15 minutes here, being benched fully for a week here because he's not performing.
That's his guy.
And that's his guy that he brought for this much money. So obviously he's clearly not favoring players. You look at players like Maguire playing terrible. The coach didn't want him out of the team. Brings him back in. He performs. He rewards his performances, and now he's playing. Sancho never once came back into the squad and performed. Maybe he had a good
Consistently.
60 minutes, maybe he had a good 70 minutes, but he never once consistently performed. And then if you add that on top of coming late to training and posting photos at a party after a loss, what kind of shit is that?
does that?
Rashford does that. So
Yeah, but
what
and he got
are you
taken out
saying?
of the
Who
squad.
does
And he
taken
got
out of the
taken
squad.
out of the squad.
It wasn't from then.
Yes, it
Of
was.
course
No,
it is.
it wasn't.
It was literally the
It
next
was-
week,
it
bro.
wasn't.
literally
It was the
next
next
He got
game.
criticised
after
for
the
it.
derby.
He said
Yeah, it
It was
illness.
after the derby, and he got taken out of the
that's
squad.
right, exactly.
Yeah, and he got taken
With
out
what?
of the squad.
No, but how was it announced to the media? The whole Rashford taken out. What did they say? Illness. So I'm saying there's some
They never
players
said
there
illness.
that he.
They argued it was illness.
It was illness.
But
I'll show you the thing.
But he came out and
I'm
said,
saying there's some players. I feel like this is more of a personal thing with them two, more than
Rashford
it's just
went
like
6
performance
games
based.
on the bench
Yeah.
in a row. 6 games.
As their star boy.
And he didn't, at one point, didn't come out and say, this guy's a liar. I'm not playing because of this reason.
And
X
Sancho
reason, Y."
never once
Ten Hag
performed at
didn't
the level
come out and
Rashford was
say
at last
do you
season.
mean?
Something about Rashford.
He's
He
on
didn't
the
come out and
bench.
say something about Rashford.
What do you mean?
Sancho's only retaliated because he's been silent for this amount of time.
What do you mean been silent? He hasn't performed for that amount of
hasn't
time.
performed at
No,
all.
but I'm saying that he hasn't said a word.
Why does he have a
He's been
right
on the
to say
bench
a word?
he hasn't performed
Because
at all.
he
What
feels
right
like
does he
someone's
have?
lied on his name. That's
He
why.
hasn't lied. He hasn't performed.
No, I said
I don't
I
see-
He feels like someone's lied on his name.
Yeah, but
How
why
come
are you
before when he was benched and he didn't say a word?
Because
Nothing.
he's
he never
trying
came
to-
out on the media, didn't say a word. Yes, he was frustrated when he's like dragged or he's on the bench or something, but he never came out and said la da 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 F Ten Hag, F this, whatever, I'm out.
Because maybe
He
he's
just-
at a point
he
where
just
now
sat
he
down.
wants to leave,
Yeah.
and he's trying
It's
to make
not-
himself seem better than he's been performing. That
No,
makes
it's
sense.
purely off some guy. He's been quiet for this long. This guy's come out and said something that he believes is a lie, and he's
But
retaliating
what
to it.
do you
That's all
think-
it is.
What is the lie? Like, that's what I'm trying to understand.
I'm not
from-
saying it's a lie.
No,
I'm
what
saying
do you think the
Sancho
lie is on
feels like it's
Sancho's
a lie.
name? What do you think the lie is?
Yeah, what's
Whatever
the
he
problem
said.
here?
What's the lie though?
So Ten Hag's come out and said he's been not performing at training.
Yeah.
Da 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 da. Sancho, to me, must feel like, oh, I have been training. It's a bullshit excuse. He feels like it must be something deeper. Like
Maybe
there's beef between them two,
okay,
or
okay.
something
So
like
then,
that.
why are we looking at Ten Hag saying he's lying? Why don't we look at Sancho's whole entire time at United, see if he's been performing because he hasn't.
But the
So why would
performance is
why
not
would he
the-
now be at
it's
training
not the
being
issue?
No, of
It's
course
not.
it is.
No, it's not.
Yeah, but
What are you
Sancho's,
talking about?
It's not an
Sancho's thing
issue.
on training.
Sancho hasn't said anything when he's been benched.
Because he hasn't been playing well, hasn't been playing.
And been
Why is
silent.
Sancho not playing? Yeah, he hasn't
Look
been
at
training
it.
well.
So look at the timeline that you just said. Hasn't been playing well and hasn't been playing well, whatever. Has he said anything during that time?
Coaches can overlook.
It's a question. Like, has he said anything? Has he come out in the media? Has he done an interview? Has he done a tell-all? Has he done anything during that time? Yes or no?
There's been times where
I'm asking you a question. Yes
he didn't
or no?
do a tell-all. He didn't do that for any time.
It's just a yes or no question.
No, did he do
Exactly.
it any time? No.
No, but I'm saying you can
what?
clearly see the moment of where it's like where the incident happened is after this guy. He's felt like this guy's told a lie.
What are you saying? Why is it automatically a lie? Why do you think that it's a
I said he feels like it's a lie.
Why is it
That's the
possible?
only reason
Okay,
he
so why
retaliated.
Why
to
can't
it.
you analyze the situation and see, all right, this guy hasn't been performing his whole time at United. The coach has said, they've asked him, why is Sancho not playing? The coach has said he's not been performing.
But that's not the first time they've asked Ten Hag. They've asked him many times during that whole period.
He said
and he's just been
yeah.
silent.
He's
He's
saying
been
he's-
silent.
he's
No, he
backed
backed
him.
He's been silent.
He hasn't been
He's
silent. He
silent.
said-
No.
He'll
What
come
about
up
the
with
time
an
where he said he
excuse or
wasn't-
he'll say something.
He
He'll
sent
say
him to Holland
he's-
to
yeah.
train by himself.
His mental health,
because
to get his mental
wasn't
health
good.
right.
And he
That's
came
a
out and
different
said,
thing.
no, he came
That's
out
a
and said,
different thing, though.
Sancho, he's not with the squad for not footballing reasons.
Yeah.
He needs to blah 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 blah.
To help him.
Correct.
So
then
how come I can give you 50 chances?
Why should you have to
relax?
He's not giving you 50
I'll take
chances.
Of course it is.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
He could say
you
the
don't
whole
need to show-
time
you don't need to show your
he could have said
frustrations
it's
at the end just because. Keep doing what you're doing.
not showing your
If you're not
frustration.
playing him-
No.
If you're not happy with the player, you're
Why
not
are you
playing him.
acting
What's
like
the
they're not
difference?
paying Sancho 300k a week to perform for Manchester United in games?
He's
Why
gonna
don't we
start.
just go look at the whole United team then?
What?
None of them are performing.
What do you mean? Players perform at different times.
None of
Sancho
them.
has
Some of them are not performing
Okay,
at
so
all.
Rashford last year, did he perform?
Rashford last year, did he perform?
Why do you
Is he
repeat the
performing
question?
right now?
Did he
Is
perform
he
last
performing
year?
right now?
Okay, so
Since he
don't
signed
answer the
his-
question.
since he
Don't
signed his
answer the
new
question.
contract,
Don't
has
answer
he
the
been
question.
performing?
Don't answer the question.
Yeah, but
Sancho
he got benched.
Sancho has zero credit in the bank.
Exactly.
Rashford builds up credit by performing.
Exactly.
So he can take.
But that's not.
He can take it.
You're taking this into an
Casemiro
issue that
can
I'm not
build-
arguing about.
Well,
I'm
that
not
is
saying
part of the reason.
performance-wise.
You're saying,
That is the
no,
reason.
you're saying look
if
at
you're
every
gonna
other
keep-
player.
if
You're
you're gonna
saying
keep-
look at every other player.
Because this argument, but
Every
I
other
don't
player
wanna
gets
argue this.
dropped.
I don't want to
Every
argue
other
this
player
part.
gets dropped.
I'm not arguing this part.
I've
That's
got a
not what I'm
question for you.
arguing
Question for you.
with.
Do you think Sancho trains at the level of Rashford?
I don't know. I can't even answer that question.
But
Okay,
you're
no,
so adamant
'cause
on,
you're
on
adamant that he's
Sancho
lying.
and that he's lying.
But
You're so on his side.
I can 100% believe
You
that's-
can, but it's not
Can I-
factual.
Let me
It's not fact that he didn't not train well.
That's
Exactly.
not the
You
point.
seem to think it is.
It is
no,
the point.
the point
You're
is
believing
that
Sancho-
believes that Ten Hag lied.
Yes.
That's the whole thing.
But you're believing
not that
Sancho.
if he trained well or if he didn't train well. That's not the thing about it. It's he believes that he shouldn't have said this about him because he doesn't believe it's true. Correct?
Yeah, but what if
So
he's
he's
delusional?
retaliated to a lie.
So
what
what
if
the
he's
hell does
delusional?
that mean?
What do you mean?
What if
Don't say
Sancho
he's
doesn't
retaliating
actually
to a
train
lie.
that hard?
Yeah.
But we don't know that.
Yes,
For a
we
fact.
know
we do.
players
You know that.
exactly
we
like
gotta
that.
watch.
Hazard.
We gotta watch.
Hazard.
We gotta watch.
What?
We
I'm
gotta
saying
watch.
we know players.
But
So
Hazard.
there's real life examples of players who we've played with who believe in their head they're training well. Oh, why am I not in the side on the weekend? And you're looking at them at training, being like, you have not performed. You've lost the ball 20 times.
This
you know
doesn't-
for a fact
that doesn't
there's
make
players
sense.
like that.
And he's on
it does.
pitch.
But
It
Sancho
does.
is like Hazard, but in terms of like,
But then doesn't
he
show
turns
up on the weekend.
but he's not even. Yeah, exactly. He's not even showing up for games. So you're telling me?
Who?
I'm saying
Sancho.
Sancho. You think
But
he's a trainer?
That's not
of course
my.
not.
This is not the argument. It's,
It is
it's
your
not
argument.
if he's
It is your
training well.
argument.
If we
You said
think
he
he's
believed
training
Ten
well.
Hag lied.
Yeah.
When
That's
the
our
whole
whole point
thing.
is it's subjective anyway, so it can't be a lie. He
Okay.
doesn't think he's performing
So
at
if-
training. Can that be true?
That can be true.
Done.
So
But
Then
that
it's not a
also
lie.
can be true.
Then it's not a lie.
It's not.
Then
It's not a lie.
Move on. This
It
argument
is.
is
It's
terrible.
not a
How
lie.
can it be a
You just
lie?
said
You just said it can be
It
true.
can't be a lie.
It's
It's
subjective
subjective.
point of view. It can be a lie.
If it's subject, if I don't think this food is good, you think the food's good. That doesn't make me a
Jeremy's
liar for
statement
not
about
saying
the
it's
food
good.
being bad can't be a lie.
That's
For
not what
something
it is.
subjective, that is.
Because the guy's been silent for
Oh my god.
X amount of whatever month.
Bro, this
But then
was
he's just been
dragged
like,
argument.
oh, okay, this guy's now come out and said something about me. Let me defend my name. Let me call out this bullshit. If a coach, like you, for example, when you were in Melbourne and you weren't playing,
Yeah.
and you felt like it wasn't based off your performances, if a coach then on like an interview, like they do like a Instagram thing, says, oh, Jeremy's not playing because of I deem his performances of training haven't been up to scratch. You would message us and be like, this guy's out of his mind. He's la da 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 da, delusional, whatever.
It's not the same as
if
putting
he
it on
and if he
social
wanted
media.
to play for that team
do you
again, he
mean?
would never
If
comment
Jeremy
that.
posted on Twitter being like, my coach is lying,
he's
that's
lying.
a whole different. That's a whole
He
different
didn't
response.
call him that. He just said he believes it's a lie. He's just
Exactly.
stating
It
his
doesn't matter if I
opinion on
posted
social
that.
media.
But-
What's bad about that? We've had
It's
so many
bad.
players say
It's
you
bad.
want to
Wanna
play.
play?
That's one of the least bad
But you're
things that
getting rid of
we've seen on
you're getting
social
rid of
media.
the whole context in which is there's no credibility. Sancho has no credibility
And his
because
whole
he's
time
never
at
He doesn't know
United.
anything at United. bro.
Whereas I can look at it and be like,
He
oh,
said
when this
he's
coach
training.
wasn't here, I
He said he's
performed.
training.
What?
What if Sancho's like, oh, what the hell? I feel like I
Bro,
haven't
it's not
trained.
like he's kept him on the bench for 3 years. He's been playing in games and hasn't
But-
performed
This is all
once
about
consistently.
This thing is all about. He's been silent. Been on the bench.
He's been silent. I don't
Been
know
on
what
the
you're
bench.
talking about silent. He literally came out and
Been
said,
sitting on the bench,
Sancho,
said nothing. Then, as soon as your coach says something about one week's training,
What
he's
leg-
come out and said, "Oh, I don't feel that way." La da da.
Let me
This
give
is
you-
bullshit.
can
what
I give
leg
you-
does Sancho have to stand on?
Can I
It's
give
not-
this guy
it's
one
not even-
example?
You don't need a leg to stand on
Go
to defend
hard,
your
bro,
name.
and then we'll
MJ,
switch
please.
it.
That's so bullshit.
One example.
Since when do you need a leg to stand on to defend your
Okay,
own
okay.
name?
What are you talking about? Defend your name? Of course.
Samuel,
If I
Samuel.
say,
That's what he's
if
doing.
I say,
That's what he's
oh,
doing.
if I say I've been mad this year, I don't know whatever. Why am I not on team of the year? I've been mad this year. You can look at every single game that I've played. I've been shit every single game. What am I talking about?
It's not about the game.
But
it's about what Ten Hag said to
Samuel,
him.
let me give you this guy one example, please.
All right, go on.
All right, let's take Hazard for example.
Right.
Let me just finish. Then you can say what you need to say.
We're done.
All right.
We'll go Man U.
Hazard, let's say he's been good. He had a really good season last year. He's notorious for being late. He trains terribly, but he performs on match day.
100%.
That's it. That's an example.
This is your example.
This is an example.
This is
I'm
the
using
real thing,
Hazard
though.
because you know Hazard.
Yeah, that's how
and
he
it's
is.
proven he doesn't train well.
He doesn't trade well, but he's not punctually late and stuff. But go on.
Okay. Let me just
He
use
is.
that as
He
an
actually
example.
is.
Let me use that
He's one of the
example.
most fine players at Chelsea for being
All right.
late.
Go.
The following season, Conte comes in, who wants to. He's more of like a system player. He wants him to work harder, and he's not performing in preseason, so he starts getting dropped.
Right.
Right. And he gets dropped, and because he doesn't train well, it reflects even worse than it normally would because he's performing on match day. Right?
So he's performing match day, not performing training.
He's not
That's
performing on
usually-
match day.
He's not.
Which
Now he's
usually
not
was his
doing
escape.
either.
Right,
so usually
right,
his
right.
escape was he
So
plays
he's not
loud on the
performing either now.
So all right, cool. He doesn't have to trade. He's not doing either.
All
right.
Gotcha.
That is much. That's much better than if they signed Hazard,
Okay.
knowing he's got behavioral issues in terms of like being punctual, working hard at training. He's having a terrible season.
Yeah.
The next season, a new manager comes in and notices all these problems. He's not playing well. He's not fitting the system. And then this manager tries to protect him, doesn't get anything back, then says, look, he's not playing because he's not training well. He's not performing.
And
What is
Let
better?
me add one thing to that, MJ.
What's better? What's worse?
Let me just add one thing.
And
Why
you're
do
the
you
three
think?
highest earners.
Why do you think nobody, any fans at Madrid complained that Hazard wasn't playing, or any people complained that Hazard wasn't playing at Madrid? Because they know his work ethic, they know him as a player. Then they're seeing his performances on the pitch. You know him as a person. All the blame went to Hazard for his performances. Nothing went to the coach.
I disagree with that, but that's a subject for
What
another.
part do you disagree with?
Because I feel like he was okay up until a certain moment, and we know what that moment is.
You can count on one hand, maybe two hands max, the amount of good performances Sancho's had.
I don't
in
think
3
you could tell me
years.
one.
Okay,
I don't
so
think you could tell me one.
Of what you said,
Go.
I feel like you're correct in everything you've said, but I feel like the key difference is that Sancho was not contempt, but he just wasn't retaliating or nothing while he was being benched during those times.
But
Or
why does that matter?
Why
though?
would
no, because the key difference is he went this long without saying a word, and Ten Hag wasn't replying.
actually
He wasn't
hard
saying
to
anything
listen
either,
to.
right? So they weren't this long. Then how come now you've come out and said they've asked you the same question they probably asked you like how many weeks in a row? How come this time your answer's, oh, he hasn't been training well, so he's not playing, right? No, I'm saying this is what he's saying. This is the timeline of the thing. I'm asking you a question. I listen to you guys.
yeah,
So
you're
sick
yeah,
of it.
exactly.
Why is the issue not he's content with being on the bench?
And playing
He was signed for
terribly.
100 mil and he gets paid 350k a week to be content to sit on the
That's
bench.
not what I'm saying.
Why is that not the issue?
I'm going through the timeline of,
Yeah,
of
okay.
the
Why
events.
is that not the issue?
Has it been wrong so far?
Why is that not the
I'm
issue?
asking you a question. Has
Maybe
it been
Ten
wrong so
Hag got
far?
pissed off. He's just taking money.
That's exactly what I'm
So what-
saying.
okay, exactly. So he's got pissed off, frustrated because this guy earning 300k.
Yeah,
Didn't do
he
it.
ain't
Right.
performing for me. I'm pissed off.
Right. So he's now it's like his breaking point, correct?
Yeah, this is
So
the
he's
facts.
reached his breaking
I'm
point
just
here.
making
If
this
that's
up.
if your breaking point is saying, yeah, nah, this guy's a bit good
Yeah.
at training.
Yeah.
That's your breaking point.
No, I'm just saying. Don't expect
So
the
it's not breaking point, obviously.
Then
If
when
all he said was, yeah,
are you guys
nah,
gonna
he
let
hasn't
me
been-
finish
Yeah, go,
or
let-
we
let-
because
We've been
I
having this
listened to
conversation
this
for
for
45
the whole time. I could have just interrupted the whole
Yeah,
time
go,
through
go,
it.
go.
I'm saying, so if this guy's breaking point is that, as a manager, as a professional coach, what's there any difference to Troy Deeney? Why are we sledging Troy Deeney? Because he broke out.
No, times worse.
It's worse, but he still broke out of character.
No, Ten Hag
One.
didn't break out of
What
character.
character did
One.
he
Stop
break?
saying he broke out of
Stop
character.
saying that.
I just asked you this question and you guys said, yeah.
No, I didn't.
I just asked
I was
MJ.
taking a piss though.
Okay, so
no,
what's this then?
no.
Because I was answering you properly.
Yeah, no, okay.
And then you guys are taking the piss.
He answered a question in a very rational way.
Rational.
It's not breaking.
It's not breaking, correct?
Yeah.
But then a player's gone and said that I feel like this is bullshit.
He said
this
the coach
guy's
is a
lying.
liar.
Exactly.
Yes, the coach of my
what's
club
wrong with
is
that?
a liar.
What's wrong with that?
My boss.
What's wrong with that?
Okay.
You what kind of player
into your
say
job.
that?
Go into
who
your
has
job
been
tomorrow.
silent,
Go into your job
who's been
tomorrow.
silent tomorrow.
Go into your job tomorrow and say, I think the boss is a liar, and see if you're still getting rostered on
It's
for
not
shifts.
off nothing.
What do you mean?
It's boss has to say something first.
The boss said, I don't think you're performing. He's the boss.
Okay,
He can
if I
deem
think
whether you're
he's lying,
performing or not.
And then he says, "Why do you think I'm lying?" I'm like, "Da da da.
his
I've been
whole
training well.
job.
I have been doing right." What do you mean?
It's his
You
whole
gotta
job
defend your
to
name
deem
first.
whether or not
He's
you're
just defending his name.
Our
His
thing
whole-
is he should not be at the club. If you're going to say your coach is a liar,
That's a
expect to
different
leave.
thing.
He's not
That's a
defending his
different
name
thing.
as well.
That's a
He's
different
not
thing.
pointing
He's
to
trying to defend his
XYZ
career.
game. Look
Yeah.
at this game, this game, this game, this game, this game, this training
He doesn't
session.
need
This,
to.
but yes, he
He thinks
does.
he's lying.
That's how you
He's
defend
lying.
your job.
That's what
He's
you're defending
That's
He
how you
thinks he's
defend your
lying in
job.
that moment, not in the games where he's.
How is
he
anyone
didn't
going
say,
to validate him at training?
Yeah,
Nobody
exactly.
can.
What do you mean?
Nobody's at the training, so we can't validate whether or
No
not
one's
he's
at the
lying.
training.
Except for him and the coach, and they disagree.
And the players,
Yeah.
the same players that have
So
just
what? Oh,
that have just been
you guys-
commentating.
you guys think
that
he's
have been-
performing at
that have been
training?
dropping-
You think that's a real
that have
thing
been
that's gonna
dropping
happen?
messages.
Doesn't even fucking
that have
make
been
sense.
So you guys-
dropping messages in his Instagram.
So
That's
you guys
crazy.
want to just post on Instagram
That's crazy.
for me.
I don't care about Ten Hag. I don't think he's mad. I don't think he's. I'm not.
I don't
saying
think he's wrong
100%
in
right,
saying what he said.
but
I'm just
I don't
saying
think what he
you
did was
can't then
crazy.
be like what you say and expect the player not to come back that truly feels that he's wrong in that instance.
He can come back.
He said
Don't expect to play.
But real quick,
there's no thing about him expecting to
Yeah,
play.
he came out and literally said that he wants to fight for his spot at United.
Fight for a
that's why
spot
he's
after the
crazy.
comment.
Yeah,
So I feel like he's realized that comment was a bad thing to say.
didn't
Yeah.
apologize.
He didn't
And then
apologize.
That's his apology there.
That's
not
not
what
what
it
it
If
is.
someone told me to apologize after that, on my mum's life, I'm not apologizing.
Then go
Good,
leave.
You're not
Fuck
playing.
him. Then not
You're
play.
playing.
Then you're not
Fuck
going to
Ten
play.
Hag.
You're not going to play.
Fuck that. Then why didn't they sell him? Why is it alone?
because they
Because
can't
they
sell
can't
him.
sell him.
So you're
can.
saying, all right,
Coach
but-
shouldn't have said all this shit and sold
but-
him. Then there wouldn't be a problem, would
They
there?
can't sell him.
But if
He
you're
should've-
saying,
If you haven't
Is it
performed in
degraded
3
his
years,
price?
who's going to pay you 300 bags?
They can't sell
Who
him.
degraded?
They can't
Who
sell him.
degraded Sancho's price?
himself by
Himself.
playing bad for 3 years.
Everyone does that, but who
Okay.
degraded
So
it?
you think
a massive jump?
You
It was Ten Hag.
You
It was
think
Ten
if
Hag.
Sancho
It was
trained
Ten Hag.
well the
It
next
was Ten
week
Hag.
and was in the squad, his
was
price
Ten
would have
Hag.
gone down massively?
It's Ten Hag.
Doesn't even make sense.
What do you mean?
Why would
If-
his price have gone down if he had trained well the next week, performed well? Why would
And
it have
played?
gone down? Yeah.
It wouldn't have gone down.
Exactly.
I'm
You
saying-
just said
so
it would
that-
have.
No, I'm
You
saying
just said it would have.
I'm saying it went down
You just said
after
it would
Ten
have.
Hag's comment.
No, it
I
went
just-
down after
dramatically.
Sancho decided that he doesn't want to play anymore and said the coach is
doesn't
a
want to
liar.
apologise
That's
to the
when it
coach.
went
Ten
down.
Hag. It's
That's
Ten
when it
Hag.
went down.
Of course, it goes down off performances. But I'm
You think
thinking
a coach
massive-
has never said
the
that a
biggest
player's
drop-
performance-
The biggest drop was from that comment. Because
No.
Deeney, this guy
I'll give
who
you
was
an
just
example.
saying about it.
I'll give you an
about
example.
This guy's price dropping.
I'll give you an
and it's because of
example.
Deeney.
So pull up here. We'll give
I'll
you
give
time.
you an example.
Pull up the quote and find where he said
Later.
Sancho's
have
not
time
at the
for
level.
Sancho.
I'll give you-
Sancho's
I'll
not at the
give you an
level
example.
I don't
to
have
play in
time
the
for
Premier League.
Fabinho
right now.
came
I'll
into
do it later.
Liverpool.
Exactly.
I'll do it
Fabinho
later.
came into Liverpool. The coach, they said, "Why is he not playing?" He said, "Yeah, he hasn't. He's not up to speed yet. He's not good enough to be playing right now." Did his price go down? No. He started playing literally 6 months later and was so good. He's been training hard the whole time. Never came out and said, "Nah, the coach is a liar. I'm mad. I'm so good." He never did that.
but
I
you also
couldn't
want
care less about
you want one
Fabinho.
other example. Did you watch the Beckham documentary?
No, a little bit.
You see the shit from him at Madrid.
Yeah, facts.
What
The
part?
exactly the same
What part?
example.
What part?
Facts.
What are you saying?
That
I
he
didn't watch it.
literally.
So which
it's
part are you
literally
talking
the
about?
exact scenario, bro. He
What
got
happened?
dropped. The manager said he wasn't good enough. He was trained
with
by
reserves.
himself.
Yeah, by himself.
He was
Yeah.
isolated.
You know
for
that
months,
that's the same
put in
manager.
works.
You watched it, right? You should know that that's the same manager that disliked him at United. That was one of the reasons why he got
Capello.
rid of him.
No, that's a different example though. Capello was the one who
Yeah, that was a different manager.
So what do you
And
do?
he just put in the
when he
effort
brought in
and got back in, man.
Yeah.
That's how he
the
should have
other
gone
coach.
about it.
Yeah,
That's
at
literally
United,
how it should go.
he left, but no dramas.
You should be
And
able to
then he
analyze.
came
You
to
should be able
Madrid.
to.
Yeah, but he was
And
starting.
that's when he stopped playing.
No, he was
No.
playing fullback.
It was
You should be able to have.
fullback.
You should be
Beckham
able to.
playing fullback.
Figo was playing on the right side.
You should be able to have some sort of
Also, Capello
self-evaluation
was
and
the
be like,
manager rather
"Yeah, I've
than
been
Capello.
shit. Let me train
Capello.
hard."
I was talking about Capello. In that instance, it's Capello. But you're right with the United thing. But he also didn't come out and say, "Oh, Fergie and the assistant coach."
Yeah. The assistant
They
coach
liars."
sold him. This guy they're keeping and sell him.
They're obviously not.
Don't
trying,
say shit about him,
Nobody
sell
wants
him.
to buy him.
But you've just decreased his price even more
No, you haven't.
by coming
Nobody
out and
wants to
saying
buy
that
him.
this guy's bad
Look,
at training.
Fergie said in the documentary he thought his standard was dropping Beckham's. That's why they sold him. They sold him on.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You don't rate the
Without
player,
saying
sell him.
anything. Exactly.
What's that got to do with anything? This is not a point.
Did Sir Alex say anything?
You're not making a
I
point.
guarantee you, if Sir Alex said that publicly before they sold him, his price would have gone down.
No, Madrid still would have bought him.
Yeah, but his price would
But
have
the
been
thing is,
lower.
right?
No,
You couldn't.
It would've been
attribute-
lower.
You're talking about a guy who's playing 90 minutes week in, week out. So of course a team would be like, maybe there was a problem with him and the manager, but not him as a player.
But why
Not
also
him
didn't
as a
you reply
person.
to Riley's comment?
It's different. It's way
The coach
different.
came out and said about Beckham, he hasn't been playing well, hasn't been performing. He trained literally by himself, didn't say nothing, got back into the team.
Right.
And
So
started
why can't-
starting in
why-
one of the,
so you can
in
have-
one of
because
arguably the best teams to ever be
argue
formed.
this one.
But you can have some form of
You don't need to watch it.
self-evaluation.
Because I need to
You don't
watch it all to-
Why?
we
He
just
just
told
gave
you
you
the
the
situation.
example.
I'll watch it. I'll reply.
You
to you
just
next
got
week.
told the exact situation.
I'll watch it and come back to you.
You don't
'Cause
need to.
I know what
You
you're
literally
talking
don't
about.
need
So you didn't
but I
listen to
just-
what we just said.
You don't need
I
to.
did, but I need to look at
That's
some
the
things as well.
situation.
Okay, at least to look at some things. We'll give him some time.
Thank you. Next week I'll come back at you.
United. We'll segue to United 2, Spurs 2 at Old Trafford. I mean, it was a game in which we sort of expected Spurs to dominate the game for large parts, which they did. But the main talking point I want to get into is kind of surrounding Ange versus Ten Hag, and Ange kind of showing that he is the direct example of why United fans should be
Frustrated.
yeah. Ten Hag. Because I even saw a tweet about it, and it was pretty much saying, it was a United fan, and they said injuries and like lack of squad should be a dampen on performance, but it should have no indication on philosophy.
Facts.
So regardless of if you've got injuries, if you've got players who you don't think are good enough for the squad, your philosophy as a manager should still be able to be.
You should be able to see it. It should be right there. Every time you watch turn on the game, you should be able to see it.
You want to execute should still be able to be seen, despite the fact you're lacking.
Regardless of
the
who you
tools.
have in each position, regardless of who's playing where, regardless of which players are fit, regardless of
Spurs went into this game with 5 players of their usual
Key
starting
players.
starting 5 up front, not playing.
You brought a guy that literally signed that week.
Yeah.
Come
Yeah,
in and done
Werner
a shift
started.
as well.
Madison, no Son, no Kulusevski,
no Papi Sarr,
no
Basuma.
Papi Sarr, no Basuma. The only player that started is Richarlison. You can argue starts, or Brennan Johnson. One of the two you can argue starts.
Yeah.
Apart from that, they were missing 5 players who usually start in their
And
front
they
5
just
positions.
got back their Mickey
They got
Van
their
der Ven.
back 4 back.
Yeah, back finally.
Yeah,
Before that, they've been playing with
sheesh.
But
Davies.
they went to Old Trafford with a midfield of Skip, Højbjerg,
Højbjerg.
and Bentancur, and
dominated
dominated
the game.
the game.
Yeah.
Created a lot of chances. Like,
And it's
every
another
opportunities
point.
as well.
I also want to give a bit of shit to Arsenal, because Arsenal last season came unravelled because
of one
of
injury.
2 injuries,
Yeah. Mainly.
essentially.
bad.
And it showed the level dropped off so much. But we're seeing Spurs, even though they didn't win the game,
But they lose their bet. This is without their 2 outright best
they've
players.
still exactly picked up points and dominated the game and shown a good performance away at Old Trafford. Same away at the Etihad, where they also picked up a point. It shows that ideologies can still be, essentially, they can still be put into place. Implemented, yeah, perfect word.
It's the same way when Klopp came into Liverpool, regardless of, I remember everyone used to say, we have the most system players, because regardless of who played, Milner played left back, regardless of who played where, we still played the exact same. Those players put in a performance. Henderson became like suddenly this player who was starting every week. It's you're a coach, so whoever comes into those positions should have the same roles and responsibilities as the player before them had, regardless of you tweak certain things because this player's better on the ball, whatever the case is. But the team should look the same when you're playing. Yeah, the results might not come out the same way, but it should look the same. Why you're happier as a Chelsea fan and you think Chelsea are in a better position than United are, because results aren't better for you guys, but you can see a sort of philosophy and group of players in the way that you play and a system.
I don't know.
Whereas, no, he's happier.
I don't know
I'm
if they
saying
can
he's
do that,
happier.
But that's shouldn't that put some other managers under scrutiny then? Because
I
you
still
got to
agree.
look at Pot. Sorry.
Yeah, you can go Poch.
Ange has literally come in this year.
Yep.
He's had maybe 6 months with the guys, not even now.
No
And
Prem
you can see
experience.
with 5 players out, and he's done this. But then you look at some other teams that have been around the same manager for years, and they can't produce that level of performance.
And
One
the
or two players out,
improvements
yeah.
of the players. You look at Ben Davies last year, shocking. Emerson Royale, shocking.
Also, that's Bentoncourt's second game back
Back,
from injury
yeah.
as well.
And-
Putting in a performance like that.
Yeah,
Skip
exactly.
was a fucking write-off the last 3 years.
Exactly.
To then now coming, he actually had a very good performance.
Even Romero,
And
that's probably like a big,
Romero's
big
been
blow up.
really good.
He's been revived.
And notice how Eric Dyer didn't come out and say anything about the coach being a liar.
Crazy.
It's true.
Because Post didn't say anything about him.
Yeah, he did. They literally said Eric Dyer is linked with going to Bayern. Like, how do you think the squad is going to be without him?
And he diffused it.
How?
It's going to be fine.
It's going to be fine.
I'm talking about
They
the
said
comment
they're
where
in
they
an
were like,
injury crisis.
They said, do
they
you
said,
need him? They're
don't
playing.
talk about
They're literally
Bayern,
playing.
he's here right now.
No, you missed the other thing when they
No, I
said.
didn't see that.
All right, so there you go.
I was arguing that one.
But yeah, I feel as though it does put a bit of pressure on Arteta. It puts pressure on Pochettino because I still don't know how Chelsea play.
Me neither.
If one of you Chelsea boys want to tell me what the philosophy is, I actually don't know. I genuinely think you just have some good players in some good positions. You're winning games every
Pretty good at
week
keeping the ball.
because you've got a couple match winners, you've got a couple good players, but I don't think you have a style of play just yet.
No,
to be honest.
I think at the start of the year there was definitely more of a style. Like you could see
100%.
it more. But I think as our injuries have worsened and some of our key players have got taken out a bit more, then
And your
it's
results
starting
have gotten worse. So now I think
Yeah.
he's more so fighting for his
But
life.
even in these games they've won 3 in a row, right?
4, yeah.
I couldn't tell you.
I think
Chelsea
these-
haven't dominated those games
At all.
They've,
That's
they've faced large
Yeah.
parts where they're under pressure. This isn't to diss Chelsea
No, no,
because you
no,
still
I-
won 3 games in a row.
I can tell you why.
But I'm saying the same for Arteta, with a couple injuries, Arsenal look a way worse team than when we had our 11.
clear.
Even just footballing wise.
I think with the whole Poch Chelsea, why we saw a bit of a system at the start was because we didn't hit that's like desperate stage of after. I think he's hit that stage where it was like win just win games.
Yeah, I agree.
And
True.
you got to see less of the system like being like worked on, like getting completed or
Which is what happened to Ten Hag last year.
Yeah,
exactly.
And it should never have got to that though for
it
Chelsea.
shouldn't have. That's why it was like
your
desperate.
expectations were nothing this year. So
Yeah.
for you to reach nothing, like
His
to
expectations
be at
were quite high.
no, not you.
every other Chelsea
just
fan, yeah.
regular people that think
And I
about
think
Chelsea.
He hit that where it was like, oh shit, like my job could be at jeopardy here. Just win the games at all costs.
Yeah.
I think that's why he's like moved away from the system as
Makes
much
sense.
this year. But I feel like it's slowly being re-implemented because key players are coming back. I'm not saying that's to blame why we weren't doing the system. I think the blame was poor performances and no results. It wasn't like good performances and like shit results. It was poor on
But
both
then wouldn't
ends.
you be questioning the coach who's
That's exactly what I'm
implemented
saying.
this
Because
system?
United last year, that's the
Yeah.
example.
Yeah,
They
facts.
started the season off trying to play. They got smacked twice.
Yeah.
Smacked
Three
twice.
times,
Brentford at home.
yeah.
Brighton-
Brentford were away, Brighton at home.
Brentford away,
Yeah.
Brighton at home.
Yeah.
And then it almost looked like Ten Hag went, nah, we're just going to sit.
Yeah.
We're just going to sit and
They
play the
beat us.
counter-attack. Yeah, they beat us.
Yeah.
They got through a few
that-
games
yeah,
in a row
yeah.
where they were winning, but they weren't playing well at all. And that's pretty much the story of their season. And that's why I'm saying now they've gotten to this point where now they can't go backwards.
The players can't learn the system
United
again.
fans aren't going to be like, all right, we can give him time now to start implementing his
Yeah,
system
you
because
fuck-
now they already expect this
Yeah,
level
man.
of results.
You effed
You finished top 4 last year. You won a cup. Now I want more this season.
It should be more.
Yeah, facts.
And you don't have that leeway that you would have had first season if you just try to play your own football, implement your ideology.
But then as
And
a-
that's what I'm saying might happen to Poch.
As a manager, shouldn't you then adapt your philosophy? Like if we're talking about it, how like teams have to adapt, shouldn't you say like, fuck, then I've got to like switch. Our philosophy now is win at all costs. I want to bring in players that are like that can play that sort of style, like some of those dog players.
I agree with you, but I think that if you want to be a coach who stays in for 4 or 5 years, 3, 4, 5 years, that philosophy, like Mourinho is proving and Conte are proving that
just
you
2
got maybe
years.
2 years max.
I also
Yeah.
don't
But
think that
what about
is-
Eddie
that can
Howe?
happen. Yeah, but I don't think
But
that can
they've got
happen
lower
at
expectations,
the biggest clubs.
which is
anymore.
why Eddie Howe now, I believe, he's
The
got probably
reason-
6 months left.
The reason United
Yeah.
went and got Ten Hag is because they were sick of managers that were just
Trying to win.
doing what they
Yeah.
could to
Yeah.
win those games, those
You
seasons.
can't go back
Yeah,
on it now.
facts.
That's why they took a risk saying, we'll get Ten Hag. We know he comes from this brand
They
of football.
didn't have.
He
They
comes
came
from
out and said he doesn't have to perform first season.
Exactly. And I think that's the same reason Chelsea opted for Poch.
Yeah.
Because they know he's got an
Yeah.
ideology, that they know he's got a brand of football that he played at Tottenham, not so much as PSG, but at Tottenham specifically, that was him developing young players and they were playing football that won games.
I think the key difference you could say, it's not much of an excuse, but Ten Hag has had a full season and then started this season, and it should have been like the next step up, whereas it just feels like they're going backwards of anything.
But that's what he's saying.
That's what I'm saying is
Will
going to happen next
happen
year.
with
For
Chelsea.
Chelsea?
Unless you don't change this season.
Yeah. But yeah, I feel like because we've seen Poch in the league, we can just go off that basis that he's it's like he implements playing styles and he trusts the system.
Hypothetical, if you guys get results this year, you keep getting results, you're not playing too well, but you get results. You make it to top 4.
Yeah.
Obviously miracle, but you made it to top 4.
Yeah.
Next season, would you accept 6th or 7th, but you're playing better football?
Would I?
Nah, you wouldn't. I just
I
know you wouldn't.
prefer the reverse approach.
Exactly. That's what it should be.
Because you can see the consistency,
it's-
you can see things actually,
Which is
you
what
can see a
Ange is
picture.
doing.
Whereas like with Chelsea, it's like it flashes in and out.
You mean like get 6th, 7th now?
This
Yeah.
season.
But
Yeah, yeah.
you can see
Obviously,
that
yeah,
he has
yeah.
a system. He needs a few pieces here, a few pieces there, more experience here.
Yeah.
You know, I'd rather that.
Because I feel like if we do the way Jeremy said, I feel like it's just gonna go back to old Chelsea. They'll just sack.
That's
Poch,
my whole point.
Yeah.
Get a high.
Someone and then
I
make
don't
class
think
coach.
one single Chelsea fan, regardless of what they say, how much they want performance, if you were to overachieve and get top 4, your new expectation becomes, all right, well, we got
We're
top
Chelsea,
4.
we've got
We
Chelsea
have
top
to
4.
keep getting top 4
Yeah.
and if
Yeah.
not, win trophies.
But then they're not to blame because we've been that poor that it's not just we can't see a system anymore. So it's like it was from the start. Like system was good against Liverpool against the first 2-3 games, and we were like okay with it. Even like drawing against like teams that were like okay, we should be winning them, but it was like
For
this
60
guy looks
minutes at
good.
least, you were a better team against Liverpool this
Yeah.
season. You were a better team against Arsenal.
Yeah,
You were a great, 45 minutes, you were great against City.
yeah,
You beat Tottenham away.
yeah.
The big games you guys have had.
Performance-wise,
The
wasn't
big
it?
games you
Definitely.
guys have had.
We're there.
You've been there.
But that's not off the system. I think that was just off.
That's off.
Bar the Liverpool game.
I
That
think
was
it was
bar off
pure
old Chelsea.
sheer motivation.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
old Chelsea
and
way.
Stamford Bridge, a lot of it.
Yeah,
yeah,
like old Chelsea way. It's bar the
I
Liverpool one.
completely agree.
So I feel like, do the fans actually want to do the whole new system thing?
I don't think they do, to
If
be honest.
they do, then they can't be coming out and be like,
Exactly.
put Poch out.
I literally know the fans can't do with it. The amount of
They can't.
TikToks I see, people saying Poch out, is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah,
It doesn't make sense.
But is that based on the fact that they can't see it? If he was playing a
No.
system and not getting top 4, I think for right now, they would be
Because
more peace of mind.
If,
Yeah,
I think
100%.
if Tottenham finished 8th right now this season, the season ended whatever they did, they finished 8th. No, I don't think there's one single fan that
They
would
would
want
say
Ange out.
Ange out. I agree.
They would say give him more money, let him buy more players that he wants.
the key thing I feel like is these teams at the start of the season got to play with the best available players for their system. Like we saw Ange play with
City, Tottenham definitely, yeah.
Tottenham. We
They
saw
went pretty much
United at the start of last
10
season.
games
top
in
of
a
the
row.
table.
Yeah.
With
10 games
Rangers.
undefeated, they started this season off.
Exactly. Whereas we straight away first game injury, second game, second game, Reece out. Nkunku didn't even play. We bought 3 new players.
But if
None of them played that are key members.
I get you, but I feel
in
like
that system
But that's
now.
the whole point of what we're saying.
Exactly. That's what I
My
was gonna
initial
say.
point was
Yeah.
it should
still
affect the
show.
performance, but
Yeah.
not the style.
not the principles. Yeah.
But if
it should
they're
affect the
if
result,
they're
not the performance.
if they're but we're looking at as like these were the makeshift plays that got put together. So it's like already it's looking less like quality wise.
No, but that's what we're saying.
We're saying if it was like the starters, and then that way we can grade off like the top to then that one. Like we could be like, okay, it trickles down.
Did you see
Okay.
Tottenham's lineup against City?
That was going to be my whole point.
Ben Davies was left centre back. Emerson Royale was
And this
right
isn't a
centre
shit
back.
on
What game was
Chelsea
this?
or
Against
shit on
City.
Podge.
No, what round?
It was
A couple weeks,
Like 6
maybe
weeks ago?
6 or 7.
Yeah,
weeks
I'm saying I'm looking at the Chelsea because it was from the start of the season. We didn't have these players.
No,
available.
I understand. But what I'm saying is, I feel as though almost every single Chelsea lineup that you've put out this season has been better than every Tottenham lineup on paper
On paper,
For the
yeah,
last
paper.
couple of weeks. Yeah.
yeah.
since the injuries.
But I'm only comparing Chelsea to Chelsea to look at like the playing. We haven't even had the best team to be like, this is our peak. This is where we should be. To then be like, we need to grade everything off that. Whereas Tottenham, they had that team already. So then they could be like, their performances with that team was the best. So like, then you could be like, if anything under, we could be like, okay, we know that, okay, we had Son 4 games. We know that when we played this guy, it was, you could see the results were, but the performances were a bit less. You could be like, okay, Son's the reason because he was away or
But
something.
what,
like
what
that.
we're saying is, is the result at the end of the day doesn't matter. So
No,
whether or not they lose 3-0 without Son and they won 3-0 the first time, the way that they played in that game is what matters. So when you're watching Chelsea play, you don't know the way that they're playing, regardless of who's playing,
But
regardless
you needed the setter first.
regardless of when Caicedo came in, regardless of if certain people play, regardless of if Jackson plays, if Broha plays, if he comes back.
I agree with you.
The performance should emulate the performance in this game.
You need something to base the performance off. So you need your best team
I don't think
at
you
the
do.
start to
But
base
you've
your
had that.
performances.
You've had excellent performances.
Yeah.
We have, but with the best team? Or is it players?
Well, with
that
a good
overperforming?
team.
It shouldn't matter, though.
We've
Good
had
team.
Gallagher overperforming this year.
Yeah, but with a good team, you've had that.
Yeah.
But overall, that's literally what we're trying to say is that.
No, I agree.
As a manager,
I'm saying-
the
This
philosophy
This wasn't even meant
needs
to be a
stay-
Chelsea
it's-
thing. It was meant to be
Yeah,
more
yeah.
United.
Yeah, yeah.
But
I'm
I just
agreeing.
think it applies to Chelsea as
But
well.
I'm saying that. I'm
So
saying that.
past that.
Like for Chelsea, for it to think, we need to be like, okay, this is what our standard is here. We
Yeah.
haven't had that to be like, this is our standard.
No, I get that, but we're saying as the
But
results have happened recently, our philosophy is lessened,
Which I've said as
we're
well.
seeing, and we're
When it
trying to
should
focus
never
more
lessen.
on
It
result.
shouldn't
based.
lessen, definitely.
Yeah, Yeah.
can have off
And I've,
games,
no,
but-
I've agreed with
That's
that
all
part.
we're saying.
I've said at
That's
the start.
literally all we're saying.
We
That's it.
agreed with that.
But what
That's it.
is
I'm
Chelsea's
saying, I wanna-
style?
No, it's all
That's
right,
what I'm
it's
saying. That part we can't answer yet. I
Yeah.
feel like.
Anyway, all right, let's go. The other big game of the round. Chelsea did win. It wasn't too exciting. They beat Fulham 1-0.
Hey, it was exciting.
Chelsea.
We fucking climbed that ladder, baby.
Okay, yeah.
Climbed it to where? At 9?
To
8.
Hey, progress.
United are
is
ahead of you now.
progress is progress by 2 points.
We're at 9.
They're ninth, yeah.
In 9th.
Progress is progress.
And Wolves have a game in hand.
They can't beat us either way if they win it.
Who's going to win?
They need to win 6-0.
It's all right, mate.
Yeah.
We're getting there. That's right.
So Wolves, if you're looking at
they gotta
this, you got to
score
beat
6,
Brighton
mate.
6-0.
Yeah.
Go do that.
Anyway, let's go City Newcastle. My question for this game is Kevin De Bruyne straight back into the team.
Oh, man.
Fuck that guy, man.
A couple guys might have called me crazy for keeping him, but KDB, does he pick up his best player crown? Does he just return and he's now the match winner? Is everyone an idiot for ever trying to compare Bruno, Odegaard, Szoboszlai?
Yes.
Hey, I didn't compare
Szoboszlai
that. Mum stuff, I didn't compare that.
to the level of Kevin De Bruyne.
The moment he literally stepped on the pitch, he said, "Give me that shit back."
Yeah.
He said, I'm going to win this
Give
game.
me that.
first."
Yeah, legit.
Because if you're talking about complete, like he came at the end of
I
the game.
don't want to hear a Gerrard
I
KDB
don't want to hear it
comparison.
anymore.
For me, personally.
Okay, remember when I said, remember when I was the one,
He's done everything
everybody,
Gerrard's
you all
done
laughed at
and
me.
more.
You all laughed at me when I said
Look
De
who's
Bruyne
laughing now.
is the best midfielder in the Premier League history. And you guys all had him at like 6, 7, 5,
I had him
4.
four, yeah.
That kind of thing. And I had him at 1. And everybody said, nah, MJ said, I'm deriding De Bruyne. I remember that. He did
It was
it.
facts
Remember
at
he
the
did this? Kevin De Bruyne. Oh, De Bruyne. It's the truth. He said after the game, he said, yeah, I know I can't play start from the start. I know right now I can't play 60, 75. He said, but for 25 minutes, if I come on, I know I can do a shift. And
Listen,
basically said, I'm Kevin De Bruyne.
and we need to shout out certain Oscar Bob. 2 first names.
That finish?
If you got 2 first names like you, 2 first names, you have to ball. You've got no other choice but to ball. And that goal is
crazy.
I reckon it's going to get forgotten about, but the tech for that goal
Yeah,
is
it's
next
ridiculous.
level. From the pass,
But
Presence of
composure.
mind
It's
is
composure.
Outrageous.
90-something minute as well.
the first touch, you
La Croqueta.
You
the
can't
keeper-
train. You can't train.
Yeah,
somebody
that's
to do
instinct.
That.
That's
you know
what's
what goal
insane.
I equate it to? You know, Liverpool, Newcastle,
Man.
Suarez,
Chest.
Chest, touch.
around the keeper,
Yeah.
goal.
That's all
You can't train
instinct.
that.
That's just like,
Yeah.
It's next level.
That's composure.
Ability mixed with
6
composure.
And
And
at
Denai
that-
always
Yeah.
says don't mix ambition and
ability.
This is the perfect mix of
Yeah.
composure and ability.
Because you look at somebody that young to have the composure in the 92nd minute or 91st minute to do. My God, that's maybe sometimes those ones are a bit better because you just have to act quick. Maybe if it's a 1-on-1 where he's like
Thinking.
5
Has more
seconds,
time
has
to
to
think
think.
about it.
Maybe you show that you're young there, but this just shows like talent and like skill and composure and the pass, man.
Also, to do that on it was Trippier defending him as well.
These guys.
Obviously, Trippier's had some howlers, but like he's not a bad defender.
Every single thing is coming from Trippier. Ever since you guys put
Yeah.
Trippier on that best right backs list,
Listen,
he's
all
really
I'm
shown.
saying is City. The wheels fell off City. The engine blew up. The doors don't work, and they're now 2 points behind Liverpool, top of the table.
One guy came back in and changed it.
I felt sick, you know.
And that's the same amount of games.
After the game, I felt my heart sank because I was like, "Ah, it's wraps."
This is like John Cena comeback 2010 WrestleMania. After people
He's
thought
growing
he
his
was
hair
injured.
out.
I reckon Man City have to sell him just to make like the rest of the league fair and kind of like
Bro,
level.
they played 6
Just
months
sell him.
without him, pretty
And
much.
you saw
But just
Klopp.
20 games, 19 games.
Everyone would have
without
said
him.
it's D writing by Klopp, which it kind of is. But he said,
Yeah,
look,
it
he
is.
saw
I
that.
don't even know what you have to say it is, D.
He saw that photo of De Bruyne back at
If it
training,
was Klopp, it's
and he
D,
said, he's like, watch the whole league shaking right now.
Yeah,
like
facts.
Kevin De Bruyne's back. I think he's gone right foot like that on purpose because the keeper can't see. If you go left foot, the keeper can see.
And good keepers always try and read
Yeah,
your
he's,
open ups.
He's opened his body up
Yeah,
like this,
far
and then
out,
gone.
man.
That was the angle that it was legit like
Yeah.
right next to the post as well.
He's-
He's different, man.
Do you reckon any just random like player with ability? So say like someone that plays at a high level for whatever league they're at, like professional
Sports, are you saying, or just
football. So say anyone that plays in like Serie A, that like one of the best in their team. If they go to City, they'd be drastically a better player.
I think you'd improve, but I feel like.
Would you be a better player?
Well, I feel like you wouldn't be good enough to be
get in the
able
squad to
even train.
improve? Yeah.
But you'd get better, but you wouldn't be good enough to be able to stand.
Yeah,
The standard
to
would
play.
be so high, you'd just be like.
It depends who you're talking about. Like, are you
Oh.
talking about like Liao or something? Is that what you're saying?
Or just like a regular.
Or just like a
good
regular
player.
guy?
Yeah, no, like the best of their team.
But then you think about it.
Like top 3.
Did Doku literally not do that?
Yeah, but he's like.
Like, don't get me
His
wrong, he
numbers
was
are
obviously
elite for
good.
a
He
winger.
was the guy.
That's what.
But
I'm,
he's for a random club in Belgium.
Yeah,
And then now he's
you could
come
say he's
along
the
and
best
he's-
on that team.
Yeah,
He's rinsing up the
like
Prem.
you obviously have to be
Yeah.
very talented.
But he's very talented.
Yeah, I guess.
But
there's
I
obviously
understand what you're
exceptions.
saying. But there's also players like Nunes and Kovacic
Who
who
have
now
come
look
in
at
and-
completely average.
Calvin Phillips.
So
Yeah.
it does
Yeah,
definitely
yeah.
depend on
Ake
the
for
player.
a while until
Yeah,
recently.
Vardiol looks alright, but he doesn't look
great.
like worth
Diaz.
100 mil.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think
Yeah, okay.
But in
Give him
time,
time,
maybe he
yeah.
will. But yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's
Yeah.
2 more topics I want to get into quickly. It's Madrid for Barca 1 in the Super Cup. Vini walks his dog again, Arojo.
My God.
And I want to talk about Ancelotti, the 2 managers mainly, but we will talk about Vini coming back from injury, had he against Barca. Not many players.
against Barca.
Nah,
though.
Not
he's a
many
loser
players
as well.
do that.
Against
He's a
Barca.
loser.
He's also, yeah, we did call Garnacho out for
He's a
doing
loser.
Ronaldo celebration.
The first celebration he did, the Sui. Then the second celebration he did this one, this Ronaldo one.
Yeah, so Vini
In Ronaldo's Al Nassr
you
Stadium.
need to get some. You need to get some new. But at
It-
the same time, this
it's
guy's scored a
cooler,
hattie.
though, at
First goal,
Madrid.
great. Second goal, well done, Rodrigo. Third goal, Pen. But still, hattie against Barca, Super Cup.
Barca.
You've walked the dog. Madrid sit top of La Liga. They beat Barca in the Super Cup.
Nah.
Or
Game.
Girona, they've got a game in hand.
Game in hand,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. But they were top of La Liga.
Yeah, game in hand. That's right.
They didn't play because they play. They're at the Super
Undefeated
Cup. But
in
you're right,
Champions
right?
League.
Yeah. Girona are first, 1 point. But if Madrid win, they go back to top.
And this realistically should have been a year where Madrid should have been slightly worse.
I was about to say, so Ancelotti deserves a lot of credit because they've had 3 first choice players ACL.
Yep.
Courtois, Alaba, Militao.
Oh, Militao, yeah.
All ACL. Their second keeper who they had to sign emergency, Kepa, has now been dropped.
He
after
was
injury.
injured
Yeah.
as well, so they had to bring in the third keeper.
Yeah. They've had injuries to
Where's the
Vini
downside?
for
Yeah.
multiple weeks, injuries to Camavinga for multiple weeks.
Modric is getting old.
Modric and Kroos are old.
Yeah.
Cruz wanted to retire, didn't he?
Yeah.
They went
They-
6 from 6 in Champions League wins.
Yep. They've just brought in a young guy who's for a lot of money who
Who's been
realistically
injured.
could
Arda Güler, yeah.
no also Bellingham.
Oh no,
who-
that I was going to get on. And then he's also made Bellingham look like
like a world beater.
one of the best players in his position in the
It's like
world.
Enzo.
And also we can talk about Rodrigo's transformation into becoming literally one of the best players in the world.
Yeah.
And this is all without a 9.
They lost their
At the level
they
of
lost
a
the
Madrid.
the staple.
Crazy.
They lost the staple like
They're 9
number
who
9.
we're going to talk about after.
They lost their staple
gone.
number 9, 20 goals a season, and you lose that and you don't replace him with a striker
You
of
replace him with
anything.
Joselu.
Yeah, with any sort of quality
He's
similar.
33.
Yeah.
They now play at front 2 of Vinny and Rodrigo, when everyone's
with
fit.
Bellingham just behind them, and then
False
Valverde,
9.
Camavinga, and
Then we'll
Tchouaméni.
flip the script and go Barca and their manager, the absolute joke
Of a player.
of a player
Yes, sir.
in a bad way and joke of a coach, Xavi, is capitulated completely. My dad, biggest Barca fan,
Biggest Xavi.
he's finished.
stan.
He's finished with Xavi. He doesn't want Xavi.
really? He's done?
He's
Yeah.
done with Xavi.
Because I feel like as a fan, if you go to Barca and a player that as you're known for and the style of football that you should be known for and everything that you talked about and you speak about and when he talks in press conferences and interviews, a bit like Ten Hag. He seems like he knows what he's talking about. But then when you watch their performance and you see that they're
getting
playing,
slapped up.
they're playing defensively,
Struggling, man.
against bad teams. They're sitting back. They're having equal possession. They're playing weird formation. Madrid play 4 in the middle. You know what Barca do? They play 4 in the. You're a loser. You're so reactionary. Like
Reactive, yeah.
Yeah, you're not a coach who's coming in and yes, they won the league last year, and it's what we talked about. It's a different level of overachieving, but they overachieved last year. Madrid were worse than they should have been. And Barca overachieved. Now this year, the standard should be
One up.
we got to stay there, be at that level, be at that quality. But really, he never built the system.
Madrid only really made 3 signings.
Yeah.
One's Gula, Bellingham,
Kepa,
Hosselu.
yeah, that's about it.
Yeah.
And so that's what I mean. You never really built the system that Barca should have been playing. You brought in players that for just strange decisions like Christensen. You look at Kessié.
The reason I knew Xavi was finished, he signed
Oriol
Oriol
Romeu this year. But you
In
know who
2023,
Oriol Romeu
24
replaced?
season.
He replaced Kessié, who they believed wasn't good enough to be at Barca.
and they lost Busquets.
And then they lost Busquets. So then now your number 6 is either De Jong, who
It was great.
is great, but is not really a number 6, and Oriol Romeu, who I promise to you guys, I'm not even lying, he cannot move. One time I watched him try and track back. There was a runner, he was following the number 10, and the number 10 got in the box and finished, and Romeu was still at halfway. It was I couldn't believe it.
You
I've been saying-
can't go from Southampton to Barca.
Yeah, he wasn't even at
No, he was
Southampton.
at somewhere
yeah.
in Spain.
Yeah.
Oh,
He was at someone
Yeah.
terrible in Spain.
Yeah.
But you're Barcelona. And let's not forget they're bringing in players like João Felix, who's brought in. They're like,
it's like-
Rafinha
yeah.
brought in. You're not signing anybody.
Look what they did with Griezmann. They bought him for so much, sold him for 30.
and now
Now he's so good.
Now he's so good.
Insane.
Let's quickly go to Riley. Wanted to talk about the max exodus that is potentially going to happen in Saudi.
Crazy.
First player already, not the first player who wants
Couple
to leave.
players.
It's been a couple.
But Benzema
Blicky.
is sick of Al Ittihad. He hasn't turned up for training since the new year.
Did you see who's trying
They've
to
been
sign him
calling
on
him
a loan?
Chelsea.
And United. Yeah.
And I've seen Arsenal
That'd
linked as
be-
well.
You want to know something more interesting about that fact? He hasn't gone to training this last week. The
whole
coach.
new year.
No, the coach didn't go.
The coach didn't go to training.
No, the coach didn't go to match day.
What do you mean?
The coach didn't go.
Oh,
Look it up.
Who's
I
their
thought
new coach?
I think
though?
it is.
Yeah, I thought he was going to do the
Their
same
old
thing.
coach went to. Is Nuno?
Yeah, he left.
The new coach
Yeah, they got a
didn't
new
go to
coach.
the match.
Yeah.
The most recent match.
But
Jesus
you see Henderson came out.
Henderson wants
He's
to
offering.
leave.
You know what he's doing?
Oh, he's selling
he's
his
twerking
body,
for
bro.
every team in
Yeah,
Europe.
for anyone.
He's saying like, please, somebody
Did he offer
take
himself
me.
to Barca?
And Chelsea.
No,
Bayern.
Wait, wasn't that Lingard?
Yeah, Bayern.
Oh, Lingard did as well.
Yeah.
Oh,
Lingard,
okay, so they both
Barca.
did.
Lingard,
Barca.
Barca, Henderson, Bayern.
Henderson,
Because they want
Bayern,
a
and
DM.
We're going to
Chelsea.
talk about Lingard, cuz.
You guys can talk about Lingard,
Lingard.
but I've been saying about Lingard.
Lingard,
He
you
doesn't
can't be
wanna play.
uploading 6,000 videos of you training
I've
in
been telling you
God
he doesn't
knows
wanna
where
play.
with Lil Baby playing in the background and expect to get Barca because he
Yeah.
said, I'm free, Barca,
Yeah,
come pick me
Barca,
up.
I'm free.
Yeah, pay me 200k a week.
It's crazy.
I've
man.
been telling you guys about Lingard. But
but-
anyway,
yeah.
do you guys feel next 6 months to a year, more and more players are leaving from Saudi?
Yeah.
think
Or
so.
Because Henderson's a dickhead. He said, I'm trying to grow the football in Saudi. And then all the memes now are like,
didn't
he grew the football in 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's done.
also, they were saying, like, I didn't realize that the level was this bad. The crowds were this bad. Think about that. These players are getting paid crazy amounts and that no atmosphere. The level of football is poor. And why the hell would you think anyone would want to come A-League? They're at least getting money in Saudi.
Yeah.
These players are players.
And they've got players who are good there. Like they got
A-League has no chance of signing anyone if they won't
No.
go Saudi.
Especially with no money as well. Hey.
Astronomical money.
Yeah.
Bro, Saudi's even been like offering like to
We were
play.
going to do Saudi show.
Let's go play Saudi League
I know 3-4K
a month.
for
A
Div
week.
3 and 4.
And you get a
And they give you a
place to
house
live.
and a car.
Hey,
Oh,
what's wrong with that? Let's
we
do
might have
Saudi.
to.
You reckon we can do
Let's-
let them shoot Saudi? Like just go move to Saudi and just start
Get
filming?
contract days.
for 6 months?
I don't want not even to just
No, but
play.
everyone has to go, otherwise we can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go.
Let's just do
We're
it.
all signed for one team.
Yeah.
Let's just do it, man.
We can all go El
We could win the
Jabra.
league. El Jana.
El Jabra.
Oh, I thought you said El Jana. I'll go.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, I think Max Exodus is incoming. Benzema, if Benzema doesn't want to do something, he's not doing it. I'm telling you right
100%.
now.
But did you see Angel Correa? They're already eyeing him as they think he's going to be the replacement for Benzema, which is pretty wild. It's like he's like only 29 and he's good.
I mean, it makes sense if you're like, yo, let me just get this money for 6 months and dip. But I don't know if that's even worth it, man.
We should have seen it like months ago when what's his name? Jota didn't want to play.
Yeah, but they thought there was a lot of things surrounding that. Allegedly, I heard because he
Heaps
was.
of weird
Yeah,
stuff.
but that was fake.
Because he was
Yeah,
I think that was just a cover up. He just didn't want to play.
he was Homer Simpson.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we're allowed to say homosexual, right?
yeah, but we don't know it to be true.
Yeah, I guess
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly, yeah.
that
but,
was
yeah.
the reasoning
Yeah.
apparently.
Them British guys that try to go there like Henderson.
Yeah.
Imagine his
Come on,
family.
man.
Never worked,
Think
man.
about it. Your
You're
wife,
crazy, bro.
Your wife has been living in Liverpool,
You're
and now you wanted
crazy.
to go live
Isn't
in.
his coach Gerard as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck, I want to see what they're coming because this will cement Gerard as the worst coach of all
I
time.
think Gerard's been saying some stuff
Yeah.
about
Oh,
like
man.
the
Everyone's
level
been
of how
saying
hard
it's
it is
just-
to
What did you see
coach.
Firmino as well? Oh, Firmino now is offering himself everywhere. You guys seen
Oh,
that?
that's the other one I saw. Yeah.
Yeah, he's been offering himself
What's
to England.
What's with the Liverpool players, man?
Fabinho and Firmino were at the Liverpool game the other
See a
day.
trend?
Gerard's team finished the season. The season's done, right? Or it's a break.
No, I don't know.
It's just a winter break.
Yeah, because
Well,
Ronaldo
they finished 6 wins, 7 draws, 6 losses.
even season.
Yeah.
My
But-
team's first, but anyway.
Yeah,
Even with
Neymar's
no
out for the
Neymar.
year.
Even with no Neymar, we're first.
What's my team saying? Firmino wants to
Mitrovic is
leave.
banging.
Who was your team?
Etihad?
With Benzema?
Nah, it was the one with.
Etifak.
Yeah, that was my team.
Or was it Al Ali?
Al Ali with my team had Saint
Mitrovic.
Maximin. Nah, Saint Maximin, Firmino,
Yeah, it's
and
Al-Ali, isn't it?
Mahrez.
Mahrez. Yeah, that was my team.
And
Yeah, it was a good
I
run.
think
they're third.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. They were doing well.
Why do you know that?
Because he watches Saudi League with
know
his
my
dad.
shit.
Also,
Mitrovic's top.
you know what we got to
freaking-
give Ronaldo credit for? When I was in Sydney on the weekend, I saw 4 Al Nassr
I see them
I've
every
been
day.
seeing them.
Ronaldo
Yeah, yeah,
I've
I
been
see them
seeing
every
them.
single day. Full kids as
kids,
well.
full kit.
Yeah,
Yeah, I see them every day.
One of my colleagues, her son just wears it all the time.
Yeah, I see
was
it
like,
every single
wow.
day. Ronaldo.
Ronaldo effect.
I think he is the biggest person of history.
What was the argument you guys were having? Or
Oh,
debate?
we were saying MJ's clear one for now.
I don't
like,
even think he is anymore.
for now.
I
Like
like
Michael Jackson.
we're not
Nah,
arguing that
he-
one. Like I think we'll just leave it to the side.
I can argue
I mean,
Cristiano
put it here.
Ronaldo.
in general or for now, like right now?
While he was
general,
alive.
like overall. Yeah,
While
like, we're
he's
saying,
alive,
no one's
while
that
he's alive is different. Yeah,
No one's at that level.
like we're living that. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're saying who's second. I was
I
saying
think
me
it's
and Mitch were
Ronaldo.
saying Beyonce.
I think it's Cristiano Ronaldo.
bro.
We'll leave it to the
Because even
crowd.
think about the Fortnite thing I was saying. He's literally kids know him, bro. Even if they've never played football in their life, they know who this guy is.
But how many people
Like,
follow football?
And not
how many of your
every-
rugby friends
billion.
don't know?
Bro,
but no,
everybody
they still
follows
know
football.
Ronaldo, though.
Yeah, everybody follows
rugby
football.
dudes will know Ronaldo.
More people follow
guaranteed.
football than pop music.
Yeah.
Not just pop music though. It's Beyonce. Everyone knows Beyonce.
Everyone knows Ronaldo.
Nah, bro.
Ronaldo
I
has
feel
double.
like-
Ronaldo has
like
double
Beyonce.
the Instagram followers of Beyonce.
Yeah, but
It's
then
game over.
the older generation that know, that don't,
They know
aren't on
Ronaldo
Instagram,
too.
know Beyonce.
But they
Nah,
know
but
Ronaldo.
They're
he's
less
also
likely-
on billboards.
They're less
on
likely to know
everything.
Beyonce though.
Yeah, the older generation.
If you
She's been doing it for longer than
no, but if
than
they're
Ronaldo.
not on social media, they're
Yes,
watching.
she has. We looked
Same
at this.
time, bro.
Ronaldo's
Nah,
on TV
bro,
every day.
Very similar.
Yeah.
She's from like the 1990s,
Not really.
late 1990s.
Barely.
Early
Two-
2000s.
Early 2000s.
No, late 1990s.
Bro, in what?
She's married to one of the most popular.
Early 2000s, bro. I'm telling you.
We were saying that.
Late 90s, she was probably not even in like Destiny's Child. It would have been something before that.
Bro, Ronaldo can marry anyone and they'll instantly become so famous. His girl got her own show on Netflix.
Yeah, we know
Ronaldo's
that.
girl. It's got nothing to do with Ronaldo.
But we're saying Beyonce, let alone. Then boom, married to one of the biggest male music whatever makers in the world.
Yeah.
Boom. That's another way. She's in movies. Boom. She's YouTube. Like we want to know music on YouTube. Halo's got 1.4 billion views. On Spotify,
Ronaldo
we
plays-
checked her
That's
last
like
week.
reoccurring.
50 million.
But look at
53.
Look at
52.3 million.
It's not
monthly.
It's not individual viewers.
Yeah, it's
though.
like-
I know,
that
but
could
it's
be
just
like-
like these
Ronaldo
people are
has
making a
500,000.
relevance.
You
to
can't
it.
see Ronaldo has
Nearly
double
50.
her Instagram followers. Double.
Yeah.
He has almost 600
Yeah.
It's game over.
600 million.
Right now, it's pretty much the easiest way to look at it is Instagram. He's got way more on Instagram. It's game over.
He's just
More than
bigger,
double,
bro.
right?
It's like it's at double, and Beyonce has double Drake. So that's like the way. Look at that, bro.
And
He's
no offense,
feel like-
but for a guy to have double like a female,
Yeah,
as famous as
definitely.
that is credit to
Yeah,
itself.
that's insane. Because that has nothing to do with like.
Yeah.
You know.
But then if we're doing that, I feel like more females know more about Beyonce than Ronaldo.
Yeah, but then
Probably
a lot of
no more
females like
about,
Ronaldo
but-
because
Yeah.
how he looks,
True.
and they know him because of that as well.
But then I feel like more
No
females
random
in general-
guys like who don't care about pop music.
no
Care too much about it.
They won't care about it, but I feel like they just know.
But think about
More
every
people
single
know-
person in South America, every single person in Africa
You'll know Ronaldo.
will know Ronaldo.
and will know Beyonce.
Why,
Especially
though?
South,
Why-
South
why?
America, especially.
Nah, not South America. bro.
South America,
She's
especially.
collabed with people that are well-known artists. That's what we're saying. Wherever we were saying, whatever artist that she collabs with, she's one of the two.
but
even if
but
they've
if
made
you-
the song,
Do you think everybody in Argentina would know Beyonce?
100%?
But if you want to do this real quick,
Everybody in
100%.
Argentina would know Cristiano Ronaldo.
They don't even
100%
like
they would
black
know.
people
No,
as well
I feel like they
in
know both
Argentina.
exactly.
I don't think
the
there would
same.
be anybody in Europe, realistically, that wouldn't know Cristiano Ronaldo.
Exactly.
also, but
Europe,
South America as
South
well.
America,
It's Beyonce.
Africa.
but
hang on,
Africa
real quick.
would know definitely.
attractive.
Real quick, Asia. How many people in Asia do you reckon know Beyonce?
A lot.
There'd be a lot,
They listen
but
to
there'd
her.
be way
And
more for
compared to
Cristiano
Ronaldo?
Ronaldo. Yeah,
But it's either the same or like
Nah, it's
Nah, it can't be.
the
bro.
people. I feel like
It's
in Asia,
levels.
the exact same. I feel like in Asia, if anything, they like Messi.
Russia then.
No, but it's not
It's got
about
nothing to do with
knowing,
liking.
liking.
It's knowing. You said.
Just
Exactly.
knowing.
But I feel like they know Beyonce and Ronaldo are the same.
But that's
Nah,
But then
don't.
Messi's different.
No,
No,
That's what I
Ronaldo's
think.
the
Ronaldo's
biggest,
different.
man.
I'm saying Asia only.
Ronaldo's
bigger than
Ronaldo is the
Messi, bro.
biggest.
You saw when Messi was doing the thing in Asia, bro.
You've seen every Ronaldo thing, like,
But that's the thing. Even if like you're
Ronaldo
saying
is
about the knowing,
clearly
if,
more
known than Messi.
No,
Beyonce,
no.
message me if you want to talk. Like we can talk about it.
yeah,
that's a perfect way to end it there.
I think so. Yeah.
Thanks, bud.
What an episode, man! That's like 6 hours, bro.
Hey, League, if you got this far,
Yeah.
A-League, yeah, we're not getting an A-League deal. Make sure you like, share,
I
subscribe,
don't need it,
comment. We appreciate.
You got
Oh,
ideas?
actually, no, we can't finish, guys. We have to do some quick fire answers quickly.
Okay.
I asked a question,
like on a
so
board, or we just
no, I'll just ask you individuals, just people who responded.
Love them guys, man.
Riley, thoughts? Cole Palmer is the next Lampard from Tadilk.
Sure. Yeah. Facts.
He's better
What
technically.
more can I say?
reckon.
That I
I feel like
yeah,
he's just
could
gonna
be better
create his own
technically.
thing.
He's more.
he's gonna be the next, and then people are gonna
Similar.
say the next Cole Palmer.
Technically, a lot better. Anyway,
Cole Palmer, stay at the club, fuck around, find out.
I like that.
Cammy B says MJ and Riley are 100% closet Spurs fans.
I thought they were going to say closet something else.
Nah, I like Spurs.
Lovers.
And together, yeah.
Nah,
Okay.
Nah.
Rifad Hooker. I don't know if this is two different names, but I'm just reading it as two. Why would you play a high line against a team like Madrid? No Barca player on the pitch had a sense of urgency to make goals. Facts. Barca are dogs. That's what I've been saying.
You answer that one, yeah. No.
Tano Miller. Kobe Maino will be one of the best midfielders in the world in the next couple of
Shut
years.
the hell up.
potentially.
I could agree, yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's so good.
He's steezy. We've got an eye for talent.
He's got
over on
calmness.
this chair. That chair, not so much, but this chair.
This chair only 33.3% of the
This chair
members
has
do.
proven eye for talent.
He's
Just
he's
saying.
nice.
Me,
I like him.
You asked me who mine was? Last year, before the World Cup. Who did I say? Young player.
I'm asking you. Don't tell me.
I
who
want
did
you to
say.
tell me,
don't-
'cause I
I'm
told you
asking
guys.
You.
Who is the young player who's going to be great?
I'm asking you. I
just
don't
remember
know.
you saying Matoma was going to be good.
Matoma, thank you.
Yeah.
Great. Nobody even knew Matoma. Sabozlai Lover over here
Facts.
for time. And Cole Palmer, Ballon d'Or, he said he's going to win.
That's crazy.
Before he
That
even
one's a
moved to
crazy
Chelsea.
one.
Somebody
Yeah.
give him money, man.
Yeah,
That one's a
okay.
crazy one. We all said Cole Palmer.
Luca Guar says Liverpool are slightly overperforming, coming from a Liverpool fan.
Agreed. I think we're getting results sometimes here and there that we do not deserve to be getting. But
It's a Salah effect.
when you got a when you got a coach who's proven in Klopp, then those results, it doesn't feel like overperforming. It just feels like he's getting what he deserves.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel, to be fair.
Yeah. Predictions for Asian Cup and Afcon. Winner for both.
Afcon, Algeria,
Yep.
Asian Cup. I'm gonna say. One of the two, was it Iraq or
K.
Iran? One of them's one of the favorites actually.
Iran probably.
Iran's normally
Iran.
better.
I'm gonna say
Iran.
Iran.
There
Or
we
one
go.
of them two.
Mike,
Whichever the one is the.
Afcon prediction?
I'm gonna go Senegal or
No,
Morocco.
just one. Just
Senegal
one.
is my one. And then Asian Cup. I think South Korea, man. The squad's nice, and they don't really have injury problems like that.
I'm going to use that rally on me.
Yeah, wherever.
Morocco, South Korea.
Okay, Morocco,
Nice.
South
I'm
Korea.
going to go Senegal, and I'm going to say just fucking Australia, brother.
Yeah, fuck yeah, brother.
Brother.
Australia,
Jez, yours?
brother.
I'm going Algeria.
Yes, sir. That's why we got the same brain.
Yeah, facts. And I'm gonna
Give the
go
same as well.
And who?
Japan,
Oh, nice.
just to be different. But I think
Yeah.
Australia can win.
Yeah, we can.
We
We're
can,
Top,
but-
we're top 3.
You did a whole lot of luck in that shit.
Patrick Rowley says Vini is the best footballer to ever live. Bud, thoughts?
Isn't that Jack's brother? I'll answer your question in real life with a brick.
Jordan Knight says Harry Kane will win the Ballon d'Or.
Harry Kane?
Yeah.
Why not?
He should.
Why not?
Well, he's
Modric
probably
won
sitting,
it.
Harry Kane's probably sitting favourite right now for Ballon d'Or
Yeah.
for next year.
And Modric won it, so
Like
anyone
the
can win it.
calendar year.
Our guy Dakota says minus injury woes, KDB could go down as the best Premier League player of all time.
Best,
Yeah, fact.
best
He hasn't really had
strawberry blonde guy.
Too bad. His injuries haven't been too bad, so I think right now he's sitting as the best, and he will be the best.
And quickly,
Better than
No,
Henry.
no, no.
Okay.
You reckon,
Oh, player. Sorry, I thought you said
Yeah.
midfielder.
Yeah,
player,
player.
he's top 5.
you reckon,
Yeah, I'd say
you reckon his
somewhere
ex-girl that's with Courtois is like, fuck, this is...
She fumbled?
Yeah,
she
fumbled
fumbled
bad.
bad.
Courtois got no ACL.
Yeah.
De Bruyne,
And
you know what
De
he's
Bruyne's-
doing? Yeah.
Got Champions League,
So does
2
Courtois, but
ACLs.
Hey, man, no ACL,
Got 2 ACLs.
Yeah, facts.
You could even give him one if you wanted.
Give him head. And
Jesus.
you and Riley, quickly, bud. Top 5 players that are not in the Prem currently. You two are going to do a combined list. At number 5.
Top 5 players that are not in the Prem currently.
Yep. Currently. Who's 5th best?
5th best. Fuck. Putting the spot
Well,
here.
don't worry about TikTok, just answer it.
Maybe you go first, bud. Let me think real quick.
5th best, bud.
5th best outside the Prem, I'm going to say Griezmann.
Griezmann, 5.
Griezmann.
So this is 4 now?
Yeah, 4.
Florian Wirtz.
Verts,
Oh
4.
my God, are you guys alright? The best of the best.
Should have just told me.
This is the best player
Yeah.
in the world. Go. 3,
Yeah.
bud.
Guys, are you guys okay?
This is one of the worst lists of all time. But
Can,
keep going.
can me and MJ do one after?
Yeah, you can do a separate
Yeah.
one.
I've got 2 names because
You've got
might F
one.
it
You
up.
get one.
Fuck. Okay. Well,
This is meant to be snappy as well.
Yeah,
I've got 3. You've got 2. I've got 1.
Yes.
Fuck, that's
Yeah.
so annoying.
You've got 1.
Yeah, but I don't want him 1
Okay, well.
because I know he's not gonna save.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna say
Number 3.
give me Jude.
Bellingham, 3.
Vinny.
2.
Yeah, Kane. There we go. 1.
Oh my God. So you forgot. No, MJ, let's go. MJ, let's go.
So,
You're right.
top
MJ,
5
let's
players
go.
in the world.
Number
Not in
5?
the Prem.
Yeah,
Mark, you want to go first? 5.
yeah, whichever.
No, you go first. 5.
You want me to go first? MJ, I'm going to say at number 5, Jude Bellingham.
Okay.
It's easy to
Number
make a
4.
list after we just gave you 16
you
names.
don't worry, bro.
They're not going to
Trust.
use any of your names
Yeah,
apart
just
from
use
Bellingham.
Jude.
Apart from Bellingham, I
Okay.
said.
Oh,
Is this
and-
based on like ability?
Currently.
No, no, just
just
best
who is the
in the-
best. Yeah, currently. 5.
I'm gonna say 4. I'm gonna say Messi.
Messi.
Oh, sick.
4.
I'm going to say 3. I'm going to say,
Oh, so we could do like Neymar, Messi. That
of course you can.
What do you?
I thought it's like right
Outside
now
the
as
Prem.
well.
They're not in the Prem.
Uh,
Currently.
MJ,
Currently, Messi's not.
I'm going to
fourth
say,
best.
I'm going to
You think
say,
so?
I'm going to say Vini.
That's worse than anything.
Vinny?
No, it's
Yeah.
not. 3.
Or
Third
3.
best, yeah.
2.
That's just Messi tax at 4. That's bullshit.
He's literally
So
gonna
who
win
we,
the
who
Ballon
we
d'Or.
said?
We've
This
said
year.
Bellingham,
Bellingham.
Messi,
You know he shouldn't be in this list.
Vini.
I think you should.
Vinny's 3.
Yeah.
I might go. I reckon Kizzy's 1.
You reckon?
Oh,
Well, I reckon.
Are we allowed to
Nah, go
negotiate?
say it. Just say
Are we
it.
just
You can pick
negotiating?
one.
What about
man.
Griezmann?
Nah, he's not in the 5.
Oh, so they're doing negotiations between them.
You could have done that.
No, we
No,
couldn't.
we
I
couldn't.
asked
You
him. He
said.
said no.
Yeah,
Well, that's your
MJ,
fault.
go,
You
go,
got
go.
one, two.
Kylian. Who else? You
That's,
said
that's
Vinny.
it, really. Yeah,
The other Kizzy.
yeah. Those 2.
Fuck,
I
just
need
say
number
one or
2,
the
Mark.
other.
I need number 2.
It's not hard. It's literally 2 players.
It's literally
Just say him. Say whoever you want, MJ.
It's either Mbappe or Kane. Say one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Mbappe. I reckon
Fuck,
Kane's
okay.
1.
And then Kane's 1. I would have him,
Yeah.
but Kane
Okay,
won.
there we go. This has been Let 'Em Shoot. Thank you for watching.
Us, this is awful.
I knew he wasn't gonna say it.
Let's go.
I
Thank you for
think
watching.
Kane's been better too.